Blazing fires surrounded the grand castle. Amid the chaos, armored soldiers wielding swords charged at one another in a savage battle. This was the kingdom of Ducnalatus in the year 127 of the Common Era. The country was embroiled in civil war and practiced an extreme patriarchal system. Women here were treated as disposable commodities. A terrified voice cried out, "What are you doing? Let me go. I am the daughter of Viscount Fo Lo Si. My husband is the most loyal knight." Alina's face was filled with panic. She staggered as she walked because her feet had been bound so severely that they no longer resembled normal human feet. A soldier grumbled, "Stop struggling. With your feet like that, where do you think you can run?" At that moment, two soldiers were roughly dragging Alina away, showing her no pity whatsoever. No matter how desperately she struggled, they continued to pull her along. Alina cried out in despair, "Husband, father, mother, where is everyone?" Suddenly, Alina spotted a tall figure in a white cloak standing calmly with his hands on his hips, utterly at odds with the perilous battlefield around him. Recognizing him as her husband, Alina immediately called out, "Husband, what are they doing? I'm so scared. Save me." Alina's husband was the knight Nilak Tuesday. He stood there silently, mercilessly watching his wife being dragged away. Faced with Alina's pleas for help, Nilak too merely said coldly, "Shut up." Alina was utterly bewildered by his words. "Husband," Nilak too curled his lips into a faint smile. "I never expected that, even after your fate changed, you would still be useful." Tears welled in Alina's eyes. She could not understand what was happening and wondered why he was treating her this way. She stammered, "Fate? What fate?" Ngelak tu continued smiling. "The Lord wants your flesh to make soup." Alina collapsed to the ground, unable to believe what she had just heard. "What?" Nilak too knelt down and lifted Alina's small face with one hand. "Our Alina has always been so obedient. Being able to help the Lord is an honor." Tears streamed from Alina's eyes. She pleaded with the man before her, "Husband, please don't." Nilak too ignored her completely and ordered the soldiers, "Take the young lady away. Cut the valuable flesh from her body and put it in the pot." He emphasized, "Remember, she must remain alive while you cut her. Otherwise, it will affect the result." Alina stared in shock, her face pale and her eyes wide. Her husband was ordering them to carve off her flesh for the Lord. How could he say something so horrifying in such a cold voice? The two soldiers forcefully grabbed Alina by both arms and dragged her away. As she begged for her life, Alina saw a man in a striking red cloak, her father. Her family stood around him. She immediately called out, "Father, elder sister, save me." Yet Alina's father and elder sister avoided her gaze and cruelly spoke those heartless words. Her father said coldly, "You may be the daughter of a mistress, but you have never lacked food or clothing since childhood. Being able to offer yourself to the Lord is the greatest honor for a citizen of the Ducnalatus kingdom." Alina was filled with resentment. "Heavens, that's my father, my elder sister." One of the soldiers let go of Alina. "Ugh, this filthy woman." He shoved her painfully to the ground. Alina cried out from the sudden fall and tried to escape, but the vile soldiers seized her by the hair and dragged her back. He shouted, "You still dare to run?" The pain was unbearable, and she could not resist. Alina began sobbing. Her cry for help never made it past her thoughts. "Save me. Please save me." Dark red blood seeped from all over Alina's body. Her hands and feet were chained. Lying on a table, she was subjected to every kind of torture. Her pale pink dress was soon dyed a deep crimson. Alina was no longer conscious. One cut, two cuts. Which cut was this? It hurt so much. Why was she still alive? Why had she ever been born? Thoughts flooded Alina's mind. As the daughter of a mistress, she had always been taught to obey. Her father had always praised her for being the most obedient child. Alina curled up and trembled as someone sliced her arm with a sharp knife. The person said softly, "I want this piece of meat." They said that before death, people tended to recall moments from their lives. Now, with death close at hand, memories of Alina's childhood surfaced. "Madam treated me like her own daughter and devoted herself to teaching me. I always tried my best to learn the arts and proper etiquette. Even the tortures of corseting and foot binding I obediently endured them. Madam sat in a high-backed chair with a fan in hand, sternly lecturing her. Only by enduring hardship can you become a lady of high society. You want to marry into nobility one day too, don't you? Everyone must endure this. The prosperity and decline of this family depend entirely on you girls. Aili Na was beaten by Madam's servants, yet she still obediently answered, "Yes, Madam, I will not disappoint you or father." Aili Na blamed herself. How laughable that she had always believed their words. Tears ran down her face as she let out a bitter laugh. They taught me to be gentle and obedient from childhood. All for this very day, weren't they? A voice rang out. It was the one who had been torturing Aili Na. This cursed woman has lasted 2 days without dying. What a tenacious life. Aili Na thought sorrowfully. Am I really going to die like this? Then a knife pierced straight through her heart, making her body convulse. That cold voice spoke again. I want this piece of meat. Blood continued to flow, dripping steadily. Drip, drip. Aili Na formed her final thought, like a last testament. Farewell to my young life. I hate this. Aili Na stared blankly, her face expressionless as hatred filled her heart. Why did the world have to treat her this way? Her heart screamed, I refuse. I will not accept this. I don't want to die like this. Aili Na's eyes were filled with fury as she died, her flowing blood steeped in hatred. The Ducknalatus Kingdom, year 110. At Viscount Fo Lo Sea's manor, an expansive old villa stood quietly. In one of its rooms, a little girl lay on a bed, sobbing. Was she sleep-talking, or had she suffered a nightmare? Suddenly, the girl sat up and screamed, I don't want to die. It was 7-year-old Aili Na Fo Lo Si. Still shaken, she panted heavily, her little face pale. Looking around the dim room, she realized, this is Viscount Fo Lo Siese Manor, my room. Aili Na walked to the window, threw it open, and looked out at the city. Everything was peaceful and orderly, as though no war had ever occurred. Her eyes widened in disbelief. Aili Na have returned. Then the little girl broke into laughter. Aili Na crawled back out of hell. Her expression became incredibly sinister, as though she were plotting something. Aili Na's father was Viscount Fo Lo Si, heir to the Fo Lo Si family, which was considered to carry royal blood. Since his youth, he had relied on that status to involve himself with countless women. Her father was a useless libertine, yet he had 7 daughters as beautiful as flowers. Aili Na narrated, and I was the most beautiful of them all, the product of a one-night affair between him and one of his mistresses. Aili Na cupped water in her hands to wash her face, then raised her head, her eyes resolute. My body is still intact. I haven't been carved alive. I really returned to when I was 7. Aili Na recalled her past life, when icy blades had pierced her body. In my previous life, my future husband carved my living flesh to make soup, while father and elder sister stood by and watched. Her voice was bitter. Aili Na, you obeyed them your entire life. You endured corseting and foot binding without a single complaint, believing that obedience would earn you a peaceful life. Rage surged through her blood, and Aili Na suddenly threw out her fist. Bang! Chunks of brick and stone fell away. The wall had been punched through, leaving a huge hole taller than Aili Na herself. Yet Aili Na was not surprised by her unusual physique. My innate strength is still here. She thought, in my past life, around this time, Madam had people force me into corseting and foot binding. That was why my feet were injured. After my feet were hurt, my strength gradually disappeared. Aili Na said aloud, luckily, I'm still in time. My feet are all right. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Aili Na looked toward the door warily. Footsteps. Someone is coming. Without waiting for her permission, they pushed the door open and barged in. Several haughty-looking maids entered, carrying various items in their hands. One of them gave a sinister smile and said, 7th young lady, congratulations. You have reached the age to become a proper lady. Hurry and take off your shoes and clothes. Let's begin. The 2 maids behind her smiled as well, their expressions utterly false. The maid removed the cloth covering a tray, revealing a tiny pair of shoes. Seeing them, Aili Na understood. Become a proper lady? In this country, becoming a proper lady means wearing iron bindings that crush your feet and wrap them in a tiny hooves like a pig's. Aili Na smiled and cursed those bastards inwardly. This time, I will never let anyone control me. Viscount Fo Lo Si had many mistresses, and Alina's mother had been one of them. My mother, Kaite Tu Tuite, was one of Viscount Fo Lo Si's mistresses. Though she was of low birth, she was exceptionally beautiful, so father favored her for a time. Then she had me. But there were countless beautiful women, and her mother soon fell out of favor. Alina sat quietly, seriously assessing her current situation. Her father had 7 daughters, and, as his daughters, they were merely pieces in his power deals. Looking at the maids wiping down the table, Alina reflected, like all the other noble girls of Ducnolatus, I had been forced into corseting and foot binding since childhood. Small feet and slim waists were considered symbols of feminine beauty in this society. According to their standards, a woman with a narrow waist and tiny feet moved more gracefully and appeared refined and noble. As a noble lady, I could not escape this corrupt custom. Noticing Alina's gaze, a maid gently explained, with a slender waist and tiny feet, you will become a beauty soon. We should bind your feet while you are still young, 7th young lady, so that other noble families will not ridicule you later. This rotten custom had sunk deep into the minds of the people here, becoming the standard by which a woman's beauty was judged. Sitting on the bed, Alina could not hide her reluctance, as the maid held up a pink shoe far too small for her feet. The maid continued, if your waist and feet are as large as a peasant's, the Viscount and Madam will lose all face. Suddenly, a sweet and familiar voice came from afar, drawing the attention of both the maids and Alina. Is little sister here? It was none other than the eldest young lady, Kai Dac Lam, Fo Lo Si. Kai Dac Lam looked as lovely and sweet as a piece of candy, with soft pink hair, dreamy pinkish-purple eyes, and an exquisitely made dress that was both elegant and adorable. Kai Dac Lam did not walk into Alina's quarters herself. Instead, she was carried over a maid's shoulder by the strong Connie. Seeing Kai Dac Lam come to visit, Alina got off the bed, lightly lifted her skirt with both hands, and curtsied. Elder sister. At the same time, Connie carefully set Kai Dac Lam down. Kai Dac Lam walked over, gently took Alina's hand, and smiled tenderly. I know you must undergo corseting and foot binding today, so I came especially to see you. Don't be afraid. It will only hurt a little, and then it will pass. Alina could not help sneering, her eyes full of mockery, though she kept it to herself. What did she mean? Only hurting a little before passing. Foot binding clearly caused severe bodily damage, deformed bones and joints, excruciating pain, even muscular atrophy and gangrene. That pain followed women for their entire lives. It was hardly a momentary ache. Thinking back to her past life, Alina remembered how innocent and gullible she had been. She had obediently believed Kai Dac Lam's sweet words. Little sister, you're about to become a true proper lady. And then she had endured agony beyond measure just to meet those standards of beauty. Alina regretted being so easily deceived. In my past life, Kai Dac Lam comforted me too, and I trusted her, who knew that pain would torture me forever, clinging to me until I was carved alive in the end. Looking at the ant-like waist tightly cinched beneath Kai Dac Lam's clothes, Alina fell in a deep thought. A waist that narrow. It looks as though she would faint if she took a deep breath. In truth, her waist had indeed been tightly constricted. Alina looked with disgust at Kai Dac Lam's bound feet as well. Perfectly healthy feet had been broken, then bound tightly with cloth until they became crushed, small, and twisted. It was horrifying. Feet already agonizing from broken bones had to endure the relentless pain of tightly wound fabric every day. Alina asked herself, why don't men have to endure it while women do? Kai Dac Lam tilted her head slightly and looked at her own feet, sadness lingering in her eyes. All girls must go through this. I did too. So did your second and third sisters. Only you are left. Alina crouched down. She was determined not to believe Kai Dac Lam's comforting words. She kneaded the twisted foot hidden inside Kai Dac Lam's shoe and pretended to ask innocently, Elder sister, does it really not hurt? Alina's pressing made Kai Dac Lam jerk in pain. Her face turned pale, and beads of sweat dripped onto her dress as she screamed. How could it not hurt when she had to endure splitting skin, infection, and even gangrene for being tightly wrapped in cloth and bandages? Wearing the same innocent expression, Alina asked, elder sister, are you very uncomfortable? Of course it hurts. Tears pooled at the corners of Kai Dac Lam's eyes. But because she was trying to comfort Aili Na, she suppressed the pain and forced a smile. Once you get used to it, it won't hurt anymore. This time, Aili Na decided to bring Kai Dac Lam's painful memories back to the surface. In a worried voice, she said, "Eldest sister, I heard foot binding requires your feet to be broken. Breaking bones must hurt terribly, right?" As if struck in her deepest wound, Kai Dac Lam froze. She remembered the unbearable pain of witnessing her own feet being broken. The smile vanished from her lips, replaced by utter terror. Her body trembled without stop. Not wanting Aili Na to see her frightened face, Kai Dac Lam turned away, though her entire body was still shaking. Her tone was strained. "Whether it hurts or not, we must obey our parents." Aili Na had no intention of stopping. She continued, "Then you won't be able to run or walk normally in the future." Hearing this, Kai Dac Lam's heart began pounding wildly, her face turning even paler. Kai Dac Lam could no longer bear it and abruptly stood up. Pale-faced, she said, "Excuse me, I am leaving first." Yet after only a few steps, she stumbled clumsily and fell flat on the floor, crying out in pain. Seeing this, Connie cried out in alarm, "Eldest young lady!" Looking at the feet of the woman lying on the floor, Aili Na felt helpless. These are elder sister's proper lady feet? Her deformed bones are curled together like a caterpillar. Once the pain had passed, Kai Dac Lam said tearfully, "Connie, carry me away." Connie stepped forward, lifted her onto her shoulder, and carried her away, leaving Aili Na alone in the empty room. At that moment, Aili Na did not care about their so-called standards. If your waist is cinched tight, you will no longer be able to breathe normally. After foot binding, your feet will rot and fester, just like this decaying world, breaking bones merely to make feet small. Thinking of this, she recalled the torment she had endured in the past, all to follow those so-called standards. It is like breaking a bird's wings so it cannot fly away. When people raise birds, don't they break their wings first, then lock them in cages? Then isn't corseting and foot binding the same? Women cannot run or move freely and can only remain in a tiny room. The difference is that people raise birds, but those who restrain women are all the men in this world. Tears welled in her eyes. "I don't want to be a woman treated like livestock anymore. Even if I must die tomorrow, I will live well today." Seeing her mistress crying, a maid quickly came forward to comfort her. "Seventh young lady, don't be afraid. After corseting and foot binding, we will bring warm water for you to soak in, and it will not hurt anymore." Hearing that, Aili Na's rage surged even higher. She hurled everything within reach at the maid, making her scream, "Ah!" Seeing the seventh young lady angrily kick everything around her away, the others panicked. "Seventh young lady, what are you doing?" Upon hearing this, Aili Na angrily planted one foot on the table and shouted, "I agreed to foot binding? I'm a human being. Why should I accept your arrangements?" Her impassioned words left the other servants stunned. One maid explained, "This was all Madam's instruction. You're a proper lady. If you do not undergo foot binding, the Viscount's manor will be ridiculed. What is Madam supposed to do?" Aili Na was furious. She lifted the entire table and roared, "I don't care what she does. You should know that I am not Madam's biological daughter. She has always disliked me and never cared for me. She does not want me to live." As she spoke, furniture flew everywhere in disarray. Suddenly, a door came flying at them, but fortunately, the two servants nimbly dodged the disaster. At this moment, Aili Na was like a raging tyrannosaur. She roared furiously, "You want to torment me to death? I will never accept that." Seeing that she remained so stubborn, the two maids continued trying to persuade her. "Seventh young lady, you cannot say such things. Madam only wants what is best for you. Look, even the eldest young lady has undergone foot binding." Aili Na's face darkened. "I do not care who has undergone foot binding. I will not." She pulled a small pair of scissors from somewhere and held them to her throat. "If Madam keeps forcing me, then I will die right here. Then the entire city will say that Madam forced her daughter to death. Let us see what she does then." With that, Aili Na brandished the scissors fiercely, snipping at everything around her. Seeing the situation, the older maid could not help wondering, what is wrong with the seventh young lady? "Quick, report this to Madam. The seventh young lady has been possessed by a demon." The other maid immediately ran off. As she ran, she kept recalling Aili Na's savage expression. She worried incessantly, thinking that is right. The seventh young lady must have been possessed by a demon. News that their seventh young lady lady had gone mad and caused havoc quickly spread throughout the Viscount's manor. A servant chased after a woman, calling, "Lady Kai-Te." Lady Kai-Te staggered forward. The servant said, "Lady Kai-Te, please slow down." Crying, Lady Kai-Te asked, "What happened to my Elena?" With tears streaming down her face, Lady Kai-Te said, "Everyone in the Viscount's manor says you have gone mad." Sobi. Lady Kai-Te anxiously asked, "Elena, what is wrong? Do not frighten me. How can you refuse foot binding?" Elena frowned as she assessed her mother, a fragile, flower-like woman who only knew how to rely on men and understood nothing. Lady Kai-Te continued pleading, "What will you do in the future if you refuse foot binding? Do you want people to laugh at you? If you act like this, the Viscount's reputation will be utterly ruined. Elena, you cannot disgrace the Viscount's manor." Lady Kai-Te stroked Elena's head. "Having your feet bound is an honor bestowed upon you by the family." Elena pulled away, thinking, so a daughter's life is worth less than the reputation of the Viscount's manor? She asked herself, "You devoted your whole heart to the Viscount's manor. Yet in your previous life, did they not abandon you to die when disaster struck?" Elena recalled the time Lady Kai-Te had been forced by another man. Lady Kai-Te had cried and begged, "Lord Viscount, save me." That man had crudely said, "This whore is quite pretty. Her waist is so slim, too." Even then, Elena had found it impossible to believe. She did not want to repeat the same mistakes. "I'm not possessed. I simply do not want foot binding." Lady Kai-Te's face went pale as she asked, "How terrifying. How can you think that way?" Lady Kai-Te explained, "How can a woman possibly not bind her feet, unless she is a peasant?" Elena folded her arms. "Then send me to the countryside. As long as I do not have to undergo foot binding, anything is fine." Lady Kai-Te staggered and sighed. "Oh, Elena." Elena sighed. "Take Lady Kai-Te back." She thought, "Forget it. I should not have had any illusions. She is not like a mother at all." A servant approached and delivered a message. "Seventh young lady, Madam wishes to see you." Hearing this, Elena said to herself, "Here it comes, the true mistress of this Viscount's manor." Elena obediently followed the servant's lead. The servant turned around and said, "Please wait here, seventh young lady." Then she entered the room. Elena looked at the sky and thought, "The sun has already set. It seems they are punishing and intimidating me." But compared with being cut apart alive, tortured, bled, and stripped to the bone, this is nothing. In her eyes, this world was nothing but darkness. The servant came out. "Seventh young lady, Madam will see you now." The instant Elena stepped inside, a teacup flew toward her. Quick as lightning, Elena caught the teacup. She placed it on the table and said, "Madam ought to discipline her servants properly. Throwing things about in your room is unbecoming." The teacup suddenly cracked. The Viscountess stiffened at the sight. The Viscountess asked, "Very well. You claim that I forced you to death. Is this Viscount's manor too lowly to contain someone like you? Our household has no use for a noble young lady like you. If you refuse foot binding, then get out this instant." Elena bowed and said, "Then Madam had better remember this." Elena turned to leave. "If you keep forcing me to undergo foot binding, there's nothing I would not do. I shall take my leave now." The Viscountess gnashed her teeth in fury. "Wretched child, wretched child." A servant hurriedly brought over a vial of incense. "Madam, please smell the incense." The servant consoled her. "Madam, there is no need to concern yourself with her. She is only the daughter born to a mistress." The Viscountess ordered, "Tell the servants that the seventh young lady is ill. The doctor says she must fast for several days. From today onward, no one is to give her food." The servant said, "Madam truly cares for the seventh young lady the most. I will make the arrangements." Suddenly, the pillar beside the servant cracked apart. Looking at the Viscountess in alarm, the servant said, "Madam, this." The Viscountess suddenly recalled Elena as a child. "That is right. I remember that when she was 1 year old, she broke that old woman's head. She thought, she's been quiet for so many years that I forgot she possesses strange strength." The servant laughed. "Heavens, who would dare marry a daughter like that in the future?" Another servant said, "Report this to the Viscount. He will deal with it." As for the seventh young lady, the Viscountess said, "Starve her. Do not let anyone care for her." The servant answered, "Yes." At the Campbell Duke's manor, the late night was silent, while the atmosphere was eerie and frightening. Servants hurried busily through every corner of the estate, and someone shouted orders amid the crowd. "Quick, put a cloak on Lady Caladetti. The ritual is about to begin." Mysterious red-and-black smoke continuously curled before the busy servants. Yet no one seemed to care or even notice it. A girl preparing Lady Caladetti suddenly saw someone before her and struggled to speak. "Mother!" The Duchess of Campbell asked her daughter with a worried, anxious expression. "My poor daughter, as long as you make it through tonight, you will no longer suffer." Duke's daughter, Caladetti, thin and pale, looked terribly frail as she asked weakly, "Mother, has father found it?" The Duchess stepped forward, her expression sorrowful and urgent. "Yes, your father asked a mage to find the legendary Phoenix Fate." She told Caladetti, "Put on your cloak quickly. We're going to the ritual site." Outside stood an enormous fire altar, surrounded by bleak, freezing winds. Duke Campbell asked, "Grand Mage, who exactly is the person with this noble fate? My daughter's body is weak. Can she truly withstand this fate?" The mage looked solemnly toward the young lady and replied, "The Phoenix is the most noble fate in this world. I do not dare make too many assumptions, but as long as we have the general direction, changing one's fate is a trivial matter." He added seriously, "More importantly, whoever obtains the Phoenix Fate will enjoy a smooth, prosperous life filled with wealth and honor." A servant came before them and reported, "My Lord Duke, Lady Caladetti has arrived." The Duke said anxiously, "Then I must trouble you, Grand Mage. Begin the fate-changing ritual at once." He worried for his precious daughter. After tonight, she would possess the noblest fate in the world and enjoy wealth and honor for the rest of her life. At this moment, a massive magic circle lay before them, with Lady Caladetti standing in its center. The mage stood outside the circle and chanted an incantation to begin the ritual. Then he reached out and touched the young lady's forehead. Blood flowed from the wound, while the flame in the oil lamp continued burning. The mage slowly poured the young lady's bowl of blood into that flame. A blue flame emerged from the red fire, accompanied by a rustling sound. A bizarre sight unfolded around the magic circle. Violent rumbling erupted as streams of energy and fierce winds coiled around the young lady and the mage. At the Viscount's manor, Aileen Na, who had been perfectly fine just moments ago, suddenly began trembling. Her face turned pale, and she frowned in pain. "Why does my heart hurt so much?" Aileen Na suddenly envisioned a phoenix flying out of her body. It felt as though something within her was being taken away. She struggled painfully to open her eyes. When she looked ahead, she saw a black figure. "Is there someone in the room?" She could not see the figure's face clearly. Only its blood-red mouth was visible. It smiled at Elena. "It is you." Then it let out a roar and lunged at her. "Give me your fate." Seeing the black shadow rushing at her, Elena screamed in terror. Lightning struck the Viscount's manor, with several orange-red bolts illuminating the entire sky. Thunder crashed deafeningly. Elena forced her eyes open and looked ahead, breathing heavily in obvious discomfort. She panted again and again. A flaming red phoenix appeared before Elena, surrounded by brilliant flames. Seeing it for the first time, Elena exclaimed, "What a beautiful bird!" She looked up at it and asked, "Are you protecting me?" At some point, the ghostly shadow had appeared behind Elena. It shouted joyfully, sending her face pale with fear. "The phoenix! I have finally found it," it commanded in a grotesque voice. "Come to me." Then it changed its target and flew toward the phoenix. The phoenix enveloped it in its embrace. Seeing this, Elena worried for the bird. "No, Phoenix, do not let it take you away." Yet as she worried about the phoenix, Elena could no longer endure it and coughed up blood. When the phoenix saw that Elena was in danger, its flames blazed even more fiercely, painfully knocking the black shadow away. At the Duke's manor, the mage performing the ritual suddenly spat out a mouthful of bright red blood, his face turning pale. The Duke asked in alarm, "Grand Mage, are you all right?" The Grand Mage did not respond. His hands continued maintaining the magic circle, blood still staining his lips, while his heart was filled with determination. Such formidable power. "But no matter how strong you are, if I command you to come, you must come." Elena no longer had the strength to keep her eyes open, yet she was still terribly worried. She feared for her phoenix. Elina reached toward the flaming phoenix and screamed in terror. A violent rumble sounded. What is happening? Elina's face had turned completely bloodless. She could feel the power in her body gradually disappearing. Her mouth was covered in blood, and she could only make muffled sounds as though her throat were choked shut. Elina collapsed to the ground, able only to moan. Yet she remained conscious. Just like in my previous life, my power is gradually fading away. With hatred burning in her eyes, Elina remembered that it was this very day in her previous life. Because her feet had been bound and her body was numb, she had not realized her power was disappearing. Afterward, her body had gradually weakened, and her misfortune had only worsened. Elina screamed in agony and spat out another mouthful of blood. She wiped the blood from her lips, then clung to the wall and forced herself forward. Whoever you are, whatever you are doing, I do not know why you want to harm me, but I, Elina, will not let this go. Purple smoke rose from Elina's body. Weakly supporting herself against the crumbling wall, she thought, I will never let others control me as they did in my previous life. Even if I must die, I will not die with resentment and helplessness. Elina took the scissors from the drawer and smiled resolutely at the black shadow. You want to steal my phoenix? Very well, she shouted bravely at it. Come on, bastard. Before her, the phoenix and the greedy Grand Mage's black shadow were locked in a chaotic struggle. Elina continued shouting, Even if I die, I will never give it to anyone else. Then she stabbed herself with the scissors. You want my fate? Then trade your life for mine. Elina smiled weakly at the black shadow. Come on, come and take it. She laughed loudly. Ha ha ha. Then, purple lightning repeatedly struck outside the window, terrifyingly illuminating the pitch-black sky. Mysterious violet thunder tore through the heavens. Elina raised her face to the sky in defiance. I swear upon my life, whoever wants my fate will not die a peaceful death. I will make you pay in blood. As she spoke, Elina smiled, blood covering her delicate face. Elina decisively plunged the scissors straight into her chest without hesitation. Purple lightning flashed across the sky. It struck directly where Elina stood. At the same time, at the Duke's manor, the servants ran about in complete chaos, crying out in fear. Their voices overlapped noisily. What happened? Why are the oil lamps gone out? Hurry and light them. Duke Campbell looked at the old man who had collapsed, his face pale as he called, Grand Mage. The mage muttered anxiously, No, this will not do. He thought, the heavenly way is unpredictable. Because of my ritual, a comet has appeared. I fear the world will fall into great chaos from now on. I have committed a grave sin. Sweat covered the mage's face. Then, a streak of light suddenly flashed across the dark night sky, followed by countless more. Astonished voices cried out, What is that? Heavens, there are so many shooting stars. Duke Campbell looked out the window, equally shocked, and asked, Grand Mage, what is this? The Grand Mage slowly replied, The Phoenix fate has changed, and now a comet has appeared. The world has fallen into chaos. At that moment, stars streaked brilliantly across the sky, creating a beautiful night seen completely at odds with the Grand Mage's prophecy. The scene changed to daylight. A married couple clung to their son's coffin and wept. The wife, Mylinda, had red hair and wore a purple long-sleeve dress. Her hands trembled as she sobbed, Sobi, my teaser, my son, if I had known, I would never have let you go near the river. Sobi. The young man lying in the coffin was handsome and appeared to be only in his teens. Teasir's hands rested over his chest, holding a bouquet of flowers. His eyes were closed, making him look as if he were merely asleep. It was tragic that he had died so young. Yet in the next instant, Teasir abruptly opened his mysterious violet eyes. He sat upright and vomited. His sudden awakening terrified everyone around him, and they screamed as they fled in every direction. The corpse has risen. Heavens, there's a ghost. A ghost. Teasir's face turned pale. He himself did not understand why he was here. Confused beyond measure, he accidentally cursed. Damn it, where is this? Have I really transmigrated? Teasir remembered that he had died. In his previous life, Teasir had been named Chin E, a science student in the year 2023. He had saved a child who was about to be struck by a truck. Afterward, Chin-E met an employee of the History Association. When he met that employee, Chin-E appeared as a faint, ghostly soul. "My name is the History Association." Employee greeted him. "Hello, Chin. You have arrived." Chin-E asked in confusion. What is this?" The employee continued. "Actually, you are already dead." Chin-E was not surprised at all. As expected, he asked the employee, "So am I going to be reincarnated now?" The employee smiled and explained, No. This is a station of the History Association. Now, you have a chance to live again. You only need to go to the time we arrange and complete a mission." At this point, the employee showed Chin-E several images of a young man and explained, "After you return, not only will you come back to life, but you will also have a powerful body and brain." Chin-E looked at the images in disbelief and asked, "Brother, you're joking, right?" "Why me?" The employee replied, "Because Blue Star is poisonous." Chin-E grew even more confused. The employee calmly explained, "Previously, in order to complete our missions, we sent many people there. After arriving on Blue Star, they were all poisoned by something called love. After that, they willingly chose to stay on Blue Star. They said they could willingly give up everything for love." The employee said in an intimidating tone, "That is why we chose you. You may be weak, but you are from Blue Star." Chin-E anxiously asked, "Then what do you want me to do?" The employee replied, "In the world we are sending you to, a tremendously brutal female emperor will emerge. We need you to prevent her appearance. That tyrannical female emperor is Na, likened to a blazing red thorned rose, beautiful and alluring, yet treacherous and dangerous." The employee gave Chin-E the final objective. "If possible, kill her before she comes of age." That night, at Duke Campbell's manor, Campbell hurried after the Grand Mage. "Grand Mage, please wait." Campbell asked, "Grand Mage, why are you suddenly leaving?" "In your face." The Grand Mage turned around and said, "A once-in-a-millennium comet has disrupted my magic circle. This fate cannot be changed. It cannot be changed anymore." Campbell's face turned pale upon hearing this. "Is there really no way to salvage this?" The Grand Mage replied, "You should take care of yourselves." Looking up at the blood-red sky, he thought, "The comet has arrived. Nothing can be saved now." Meanwhile, at Viscount Pelusi's manor, blood trickled from Na's mouth as she thought, "My phoenix will not let you leave." Na stretched out her hand toward the phoenix. A stream of red power flew toward her hand. Seeing this, she thought, "The power is continuously returning to my body." Then Na touched the wall, causing it to crack. Na muttered to herself, "My power has really returned." Elsewhere, 12-year-old commoner Teasir had just revived. Teasir's parents wept and said, "Thank the gods. Thank the gods. My son is all right." "That's wonderful." Teasir looked helplessly at the two of them, who had been crying non-stop since he woke up. Scratching his head, he asked, "Father, Mother, could you let me rest for a while?" He thought, "It is so strange to suddenly have two parents I do not know." Teasir's father replied with teary eyes, "All right, get some rest, son. Your mother and I will be in the next room. Call us if you feel unwell." Lying down on the bed, Teasir thought, "I really transmigrated. This is not a dream." Teasir recalled what the system had said. "You people must understand this kind of poison very well. Surely you will not be afraid of it. It is called love." Teasir shrugged. "Yes, we are very familiar with that poison." He thought, "At least it will not work on me. I am not lovesick." With a wave of its hand, the system displayed an image of an estate. "Next, I will show you the details of your mission. The origins of our great alliance may be connected to someone in history, but there is very little information about this ancestor. After countless wars, nearly all of it was lost." The system continued. "We only know that this tyrant slaughtered countless people. She was the only female emperor in history, and her origins are unknown. All we know is that she was the seventh daughter of a duke from the Duchy of Ducnolatus." The system added, "The mission is simple. You only need to live there safely and record the historical events." Teasir replied, "Stop trying to fool me. How could it possibly be that simple?" The system smiled. "You are very smart." The system said, "No matter what methods you use, you must stop the tyrant, even if it means making her disappear. Once you succeed, we will bring you back. Time is of the essence. Have a pleasant journey." Teasir immediately fell into a vortex of power. He screamed in despair. Back in the present, Teasir held a historical record book. Gritting his teeth, he thought, 2 eras, 100 years of history, yet the records amount to only a single page. 2 illiterate fools and a poor commoner status are weighing me down. How am I supposed to stop the tyrant when I do not even have a cheat ability? Teasir looked down at his body and thought, all I have is this body. He quickly clutched his clothes, his face turning red. No, that is the last resort. The next morning, at the Viscount's manor, Elena gently touched the wound on her body. The wound on my chest has healed. Was it because of that power? Elena smiled. I survived yesterday's calamity. From now on, things will not be like my previous life. I will no longer be a woman with bound feet, leaving her fate in the hands of others. Suddenly, her stomach growled. I am so hungry. Standing before the locked door, Elena thought, Madam is trying to threaten me. It seems she is not going to feed me. With that thought, she punched through the wall. Then I will get it myself. At that moment, the servants in the Viscount's kitchen were busy preparing food. One maid said, Quickly, bring Madam's food up. Where is the food? Elena, with a chicken leg in her mouth and a plate of beef balanced on her head, was sneaking away. A servant cried out, What? Even the freshly roasted beef is gone. After eating her fill, Elena lay down on the bed, burped and sighed happily. I am so full. She then said to herself, Since I cannot go outside anyway, I should find something to do. Recalling her past life, Elena thought, right? During the war, my husband looted a magic manual. She sat up. Why not give it a try now? Elena sat cross-legged and began circulating magic power. She could not help thinking, what a pity. Back then, my waist was tightly laced and my feet were bound, so I could not cultivate. Suddenly, she opened her eyes wide. Something seems to be moving inside my body. It feels so warm. Elena looked at her hands and thought, the power within my body has become stronger too. If I cultivate more, perhaps it may even save my life. The Viscountess said tearfully, You did not hear what Elena said. She claimed that I was harming her by tightening her waist and binding her feet. She even destroyed the furnishings in my room. Viscount Pelusi angrily asked, She dared to behave so improperly? The Viscountess said, With a mother of such low birth, it is no surprise she gave birth to a child like that. You are her father, so she should listen to you. If her words spread outside, our Viscount's manor will have no place left among the nobility. Viscount Pelusi angrily strode toward Elena's room. Seeing him, the servants quickly bowed. My lord, Viscount Pelusi cracked his whip and ordered, Take me to that disobedient daughter's room. Yes, my lord. Viscount Pelusi flung the door open, looked at the empty room, and asked, Where is she? Viscount Pelusi turned around and angrily demanded, Was she not confined? The terrified servant replied, She was. Someone has been guarding the door the entire time. Then a clattering sound came from nearby. Elena stepped through a hole in the wall, a bird leg in her mouth, and plates of food in both hands. Spitting out the bird leg, she cheerfully asked, Father, would you like some bird? Food still covered Elena's face as she happily asked, Father, would you like some bird? Viscount Pelusi stood there in stunned silence. Elena, he thought, is this sloppy, vulgar girl, even cruder than a servant, really my daughter? Viscount Pelusi angrily asked, Why did you crawl through that hole? What were you doing just now? Elena answered while eating, I was hungry, but I could not go out, so I went to the kitchen to find something to eat. Viscount Pelusi's face filled with disgust. You actually stole food? Elena chewed as she replied, Stealing means taking something that does not belong to you. This is my home. Does not everything here belong to our family? I was hungry, so I found something to eat. Is that not normal? Viscount Pelusi turned purple with rage. You've disobeyed, madam, and I thought you were merely too young to understand. But now it seems you are deliberately provoking others. Elena asked, If father goes to the kitchen to find something to eat when he is hungry, is that stealing too? Viscount Pelusi froze. Elena continued, If my eldest sister takes food, is that stealing? If madam takes food, is that stealing too? She continued, If it is not stealing when others do it, why is it stealing when I do? Viscount Pelusi was speechless. How could they possibly? Elena chewed noisily and said, Father's being far too biased. Viscount Pelusi scolded, You were punished by madam and told to reflect in your room. Elena innocently replied, I reflected on it. I have been staying in my room and never went anywhere else. But I was hungry. Elena stated reasonably, You told me to reflect, not to starve to death. Father, I am thinking of your reputation. If people hear that I was starved, you will be the one disgraced. Viscount Pelusi trembled with anger. You. Elena smiled and continued, So father should not blame me. You should praise me instead. Driven mad with rage, Viscount Pelusi lunged at her and roared, Insolent brat, have you fed all your manners to the dogs? Today, I will teach you a lesson. Elena easily caught his leg. Elena pulled Viscount Pelusi's legs apart, then shoved him away. Yes, father, Viscount Pelusi landed on the ground with his legs spread wide. The servants cried out in alarm. "My lord!" Viscount Pelusi howled, "My legs! My legs! Hurry and help me up!" Elena dusted off her hands and thought, useless. Viscount Pelusi immediately shouted, "What are you all standing there for? Teach her a lesson." All the servants rushed toward Elena. Although she was still young, she was more than capable of dealing with them. Elena sent them flying into the air. Like a demon bearing its fangs, she asked, "Who is next?" Viscount Pelusi asked fearfully, "Who are you really?" He thought, "This is no 7-year-old child. She is a monster." Elena mocked, "I'm the 7th young lady. Has father forgotten? I have had strange strength since birth. You simply never allowed me to use it. It has been so long since I last used it that father no longer remembers, does he?" Only then did Viscount Pelusi recall that it seemed there had been such a thing. But he had too many daughters to remember them all. Elena curtsied. "Father, if there is nothing else, I shall return to my room to reflect." As Elena was leaving, she stopped. "Oh, right, father." She turned back and continued, "Please have someone remind madam that there is really no need to lock me up." Elena ripped the doorknob off with one hand and smiled. "If I want to leave, even 10 locks cannot stop me. Do not be afraid, father. I am your daughter, so naturally I will not do anything to you. As long as you do not make me tighten my waist or bind my feet, everything else can be discussed." Viscount Pelusi glared furiously. That wretched girl actually does not take her father seriously at all. Suddenly, a servant approached and whispered into Viscount Pelusi's ear, "My lord, do you remember?" Viscount Pelusi smiled as he calculated. "Right. A few days ago, while flirting at the tavern, I made a wager with Duke Lap. Whoever can lift the stone dragon statue at the city gate will receive the eldest daughter. I was worried about finding someone, but has she not come right to my door?" Elena crossed her arms as she watched Viscount Pelusi's expression. Why is that old man suddenly smiling so sleazily? This cannot be anything good. Viscount Pelusi said kindly, "Elena, you no longer need to tighten your waist or bind your feet. I will tell madam not to make things difficult for you." Elena smiled at this. "Then thank you, father." She thought, "It seems you want me to do something, but this is also a good opportunity. Perhaps I can escape my current circumstances." That night, at the Viscount's manor, Viscount Pelusi smiled brightly and said, "Elena does not need to tighten her waist or bind her feet. Just leave her be." The Viscountess was startled. "My lord, are you joking? If she does not bind her feet, it will damage the reputation of our Viscount Pelusi household. Caladetti has endured so much hardship by tightening her waist and binding her feet. How can we allow that girl to ruin Caladetti's future?" Viscount Pelusi calmly replied, "She is only a little girl. There is no need to worry about our reputation being ruined." The Viscountess asked, "What do you mean by that?" Viscount Pelusi replied, "Once I am done using her, you may deal with her however you like. At that time, do whatever you want as long as it does not implicate the other children." The Viscountess felt unhappy. "He is supporting me, so I should be pleased. But the 7th young lady is his daughter too, yet he does not care about her at all." The Viscountess sighed. "I understand. I will find a way to minimize the impact of this matter." She thought, being the daughter of that man is truly pitiful. But I must protect my own daughter. Viscount Pelusi sat down with a cup of tea. "Our Viscount's manor has 7 young ladies, each more beautiful than the last. You have taught them well. Make them loyal to the Viscount's household." He continued, "Make them understand that only by obeying their father can they obtain happiness." Viscount Pelusi sneered again. "As for Elena, she cannot be taught anymore. I have already decided to squeeze every last benefit from her." Elsewhere, Elena sat on her bed and thought, "I have eaten and drunk my fill. It is time to cultivate." She suddenly recalled herself stumbling after her husband. "Wait, do not abandon me." Lord Lattice snorted. Women really are troublesome." Then an unfamiliar man had pinned Elena beneath him, joking, "A noblewoman's waist really is slender." At the time, all she could do was cry for help. Then someone pointed at Elena and said, "That is the one the army needs. Take her away." Helplessly, Elena was seized by soldiers. Terrified, she cried, "What are you doing? I am the daughter of a viscount. I am a noble." Then, as Elena was cut apart and her flesh was carved away, she wept and begged, "Just kill me." At that time, she had cried until no tears remained as she begged them. Elena abruptly sat up. These are memories from my past life again. She felt sorrowful. Even now, recalling them makes my body ache. Tears fell from her eyes. Fame, status, glory, I do not care about any of it. In this life, I only want to live happily and die peacefully. Suddenly, someone outside the door said, "Did you hear? The seventh young lady has gone mad." The person continued, just as lowly as her mother. You do not know, but she said. Elena, move her hand. All right, it is time to do something enjoyable. With a loud crash, the two maids inside were startled. Elena called out, "Go to the kitchen and bring me food. A lot of it. I am hungry." The maid sneered at her. "Young lady, you have not yet paid your respects to madam. How can you eat first?" Elena frowned slightly. "Am I the master, or are you?" The maid put on an attitude. "I'm only reminding you because I want what is best for you, young lady." The maid beside her smiled smugly. Then the first maid suddenly noticed something. Elena fiercely slapped her across the face, sending her flying several meters away. The maid's face was covered in bruises. Holding her face in grievance, she said, "I am madam's servant. How can young lady strike me whenever she wishes?" Elena said irritably, "If you were assigned to me, then you are my servant. Every time you open your mouth, it is madam this and madam that. Have you fed all the rules to the dogs?" Elena calmly sat in front of the maid. "I am hungry and want to eat, yet you dare stop me. Since when does a master have to watch a maid's expression before eating? Even if I sold you as the lowest slave now, madam would not say a word." The maid panicked and hurriedly said, "I know I was wrong. Please spare me, seventh young lady." Yet she thought, her gaze is so serious. She really has gone mad. Elena stood up and said, "Remember your status. You are the servant, I am the master. Why say goes. Do not interrupt me again." The maid trembled. "Yes, I understand." Yet inwardly she thought, what young lady? She is only the child of a mistress. Once the Viscount deals with you, you will have plenty of time to cry. Elsewhere, Teasir stood by the window and thought, the gene optimization the administrator provided is very effective. Once the optimization is complete, I will be immune to viruses and will not get sick anymore. At least I will not die from illness before I can stop the tyrant. Now that he had to figure out how to leave this place, he could not possibly stay here for another decade. Only by gaining a certain social standing would he be able to get close to the tyrant Teasir. He sighed painfully. "I never expected that even after changing worlds, I would still have to study. Fortunately, studying was a strong suit, so it should not be a problem." He thought to himself that, aside from becoming nobles, the only way for commoners in this empire to change their fate was through education, or by becoming the playthings of officials and nobles, such as their lovers. Teasir's mother pushed the door open and entered. "You're awake, son? Hurry and have some chicken soup." A bowl of chicken soup was placed in Teasir's hands, and he thought, "It smells so good." His mother said, "I simmered it all afternoon. Eat it while it's hot." The sound of someone swallowing made Teasir turn around. It was Teasir's third sister, Hetty. He thought, that's Teasir's third sister. Teasir politely said, "Third sister, have some." Hetty froze in surprise and hurriedly said, "I won't eat it." "Little brother, you should have it." Teasir's mother scolded. How could that worthless girl possibly deserve chicken soup? Oof, that little wretch dared to watch you drink it. I'll deal with her later. Teasir thought, gender discrimination is taken very seriously in this world. Girls are considered inferior to boys. That was why neither his mother nor his sister could have this bowl of soup. He sighed sadly and set the bowl down. Then a voice called out, "Melinda," drawing everyone's attention. It was second Aunt Lisa. As soon as Lisa entered, she said, "Melinda, I was looking for you." Teasir looked at her shoes in horror. Oh my God, those were the lotus shoes of ancient times, the sort of thing that existed only in history books. Yet they were right in front of him. Lisa said, "It's time for your Hetty and my Salim to start binding their feet and cinching their waists." Teasir's mother sighed. "Hetty is already a little too old. I'm afraid her feet can no longer be bound in a lotus feet. But for her own good, I think we should still give it a try." Teasir said, "Why use something so harmful just to become beautiful? What is beautiful about deforming someone's feet?" He thought to himself, what kind of aesthetic taste is this foot-binding fashion from this era? His mother said, "Teasir, what is wrong with you? Why are you saying such nonsense?" Lisa said, "Only highborn young ladies can have feet like that. It is the most noble appearance. If they do not bind their feet, they will be mocked and can only marry farmers." Teasir did not agree. He said, "Mother, do you remember that girl in our village who fell ill and died because of foot binding?" After speaking, he thought, their way of thinking is deeply ingrained. I may not be able to change the course of history, but I must at least try to change things for this family and let the girls here live a little better. Teasir reassured his mother. Mother, don't worry. I want to study. Once I make a name for myself, third sister will never have to worry about finding someone to marry her. With a loud crash, a basket of potatoes fell to the ground. Third sister, Teasir cried out. Hetty had been terrified after hearing the whole conversation. She wept, Mother, I don't want my feet bound. Please don't bind my feet, all right. Hetty crouched on the ground, sobbing. I really don't want to. It hurts so much. I am scared. Teasir went over to comfort her. Third sister, we will not bind your feet. In the future, I will study and become an officer. No one will dare laugh at you. Hetty could no longer hold herself back. She threw herself into Teasir's arms and cried loudly. Teasir, thank you. Teasir thought to himself, I must study and escape this social class. Only then can I keep the women in this family from suffering like this. He thought that, in this era, the church was the only place that did not discriminate based on class or background, a place where knowledge could change one's destiny. He said seriously, Mother, I want to go to the church in Natina City. He thought, I will take my first step from here. Back at Viscount Pelusi's manor, someone delivered something and said, These are the clothes his lordship the Viscount prepared for the seventh young lady. A carriage will take you out in a few days. Elena thought, at this time in my previous life, father competed with people from the Marquis's household over a courtesan. At the time, they had bet that whoever could lift the stone dragon statue at the city gate would win that courtesan. Elena thought, my body was injured in my previous life, so naturally he never considered me. It seems that this time, he wants me to lift the dragon statue. She thought, making the seventh young lady of a viscount's household lift stones in public. Father truly is capable of doing anything just to humiliate me. If this goes through, Viscount Pelusi's household will become the laughingstock of the entire duchy within a day. My reputation will be ruined. I will be mocked and abandoned. Elena closed the box and thought, all the gold I have is here. If I can no longer remain at the Viscount's manor, I need to find the right opportunity to leave. It would be best to leave before the war breaks out. Once war begins, no one will check household registrations, making it much easier to get away. Elena calculated that she could also find a way to obtain a household registration first. Then a childish voice called out, Seventh sister, seventh sister. Elena turned around in surprise. That voice, could it be? When Elena opened the door, Lin Gang rushed in, threw his arms around Elena, and cried, Seventh sister. Elena also exclaimed, Lin Gang. Seeing the boy, she thought Lin Gang, my little brother, is still alive. He is not a cold corpse. He is not a sacrifice in that fight. Lin Gang asked, Seventh sister, why haven't you come to play with me these past few days? Elena hugged him tightly, her eyes already damp. Seeing this, Lin Gang anxiously asked, Seventh sister, what's wrong? You're crying. Was I naughty? Elena said, No, it's not that. Seventh sister just hasn't been feeling well these past few days. But I'm better now, so I can play with you. Lin Gang be met. Then can you take me into the city to play? Elena looked at him. But Lin Gang, you're still too young to go out. Lin Gang said, There's so many fun things outside. I want to go out and play. Father said that if seventh sister doesn't go, then I'm not allowed to go out either. Hearing this, Elena thought, despicable. He is actually using Lin Gang to threaten me. That trash did not care when Lin Gang died so horribly in my previous life. He was still lying on top of that courtesan. And now he dares use Lin Gang? He does not deserve to be a father. I absolutely will not allow it. At that thought, tears streamed down Elena's cheeks. Lin Gang pouted when he saw them. Seventh sister, don't cry. If you don't want to go out and play, then we won't go. Elena wiped away her tears and said, If Lin Gang wants to go, then we'll go. Seventh sister will go with you. Wait for me to change, all right. Lin Gang happily replied, Really? That's wonderful. Come on, seventh sister. Let's go find father. Meanwhile, Elena's father was sitting in a chair, listening to the violin, when someone announced, My lord, the seventh young lady has arrived. Elena lifted her skirt and said, Father. Elena's father sneered. What is it? Have you thought it over? Are you willing to lift the statue now? Elena lowered her head. Yes, I was wrong. I came to apologize to father. Hearing this, Elena's father said, Since you know you were wrong, then let's go. The carriage is waiting outside. Hurry up. Elena lifted her skirt. Yes, father. Then she turned and held out her hand to Lin Gang. Let's go, Lin Gang. Elena thought, as long as I can protect my little brother, I am willing to do anything. She gave a sinister smile and thought, of course, I am no longer the person I used to be, father. The streets were bustling with pedestrians. Elena and Lin Gang sat happily in the carriage. Elena's father sat opposite them, his face twisted in displeasure. These two brats had eaten at the finest restaurant and ordered the most famous dishes, without leaving any for him. The driver asked from above, "May we depart now?" Elena suddenly shouted, "Stop the carriage! Stop it now!" Elena's father frowned. Are you insane?" Elena calmly said, "Father, give me some money." Her father flew into a rage. "You want money again? What do you want to eat this time?" Elena replied, "It's not for food. I'm going to buy a hammer." Her father frowned. "What?" Lin Gang said, "Father, if you want to win, listen to seventh sister." More than 10 minutes later, Elena was holding an iron hammer. "All right, let's go." Her father stared at her in astonishment. "Gee, go then." When they arrived, the carriage came to a stop. Duke Lap was standing beside a fighter when someone said, "Is Viscount Pelusi too afraid to come?" "This is Miss Danny. Whoever wins can take the beauty home." The crowd around them was extremely noisy. "Viscount Pelusi is here." Elena's father, Viscount Pelusi, approached with Elena and Lin Gang. Duke Lap said, "What's the matter? You did not even bring a strongman? Are you here to admit defeat?" Elena's father pointed at the stone dragon statue. "Why would I need a strongman for this stone dragon? Even my daughter can lift it with ease." The crowd erupted in surprise, all eyes turning toward Elena. Duke Lap burst out laughing. "You really know how to brag. That little girl can lift the statue." The people around them murmured, "Viscount Pelusi is definitely going to lose." That's right, Duke Lap thought. She is already this beautiful as a child. When she grows up, she will surely become a beauty capable of toppling cities and kingdoms. Then he said, "How about this, Viscount Pelusi? Give this little girl to me, and I will give this courtesan to you. What do you say?" Elena frowned, thinking, this old man actually dares insult me again. She turned to her father and said, "Father, he dared compare me to a courtesan. Is that not an insult to you?" Elena's father thought, the seventh girl is right. They are insulting me. Thinking this, he roared, "You dare insult my daughter?" The surrounding crowd burst into laughter. Duke Lap said, "What do you think you are? Aside from that title of yours, what else do you have?" Elena pushed her father aside and said, "Father still has me. If you make me unhappy, I will knock every tooth out of your mouth." Duke Lap pointed at Elena. "You little wretch, go and deal with her." Elena spoke provocatively. "Have you thought this through? I am a daughter of the royal family. Have you forgotten the decree from 100 years ago?" Duke Lap was stunned. Could it be the founding Grand Princess Charlotte of Ducknolatus? The founding emperor of the Ducknolatus kingdom was born a commoner and had no siblings, except for one elder sister who raised him. His sister never married. When the realm fell into chaos, Grand Princess Charlotte disguised herself as a man and enlisted in the army for the sake of helping the emperor conquer the realm. She even trained an army herself and led troops to many illustrious victories. In the end, the emperor founded the Ducknolatus kingdom, but Grand Princess Charlotte died of illness before he ascended the throne. The emperor buried his only sister, and because of Grand Princess Charlotte, he established a family law. Any daughter of the royal family, no matter how many crimes she committed, could be imprisoned but not killed. Furthermore, no one was allowed to insult a royal daughter without cause. Officials who did so would be stripped of their positions, while commoners would be executed without further discussion. Elena smiled. "Based on what you just said, I can report you to the emperor for insulting a royal daughter. Then you can forget about ever inheriting your earldom." The man panicked. "What did I say? I did not say anything. Don't slander me. I'm not afraid of you reporting me to the emperor. If you have the nerve, go ahead and report me." Elena sneered. "You dare do it, but do not dare admit it. All you can do is bark." The man angrily shouted, "Who are you calling a barking dog?" Elena coldly asked, "Fine. Are we moving the stone dragon or not?" Viscount Pelusi said, "Focus on business. Are your people moving the stone dragon first, or are we?" He arrogantly replied, "Of course we are." Several large, muscular men stood beside him. One stepped forward and wrapped his arms around the statue, but no matter how hard he tried, he could not lift it. The atmosphere turned strangely silent. The man shouted furiously, "Useless trash! All of you, go together!" At his command, the other two men stepped forward as well. The result was still the same. The silence grew even deeper. The man bellowed. Worthless failures. Not one of you can move it. Viscount Pelusi laughed mockingly. 3 grown men cannot even move a stone dragon. You truly are not afraid of embarrassing yourselves. The man shouted angrily. Then do it if you can. Viscount Pelusi called. Elena. Elena replied, Yes, father. Then she drew out an iron hammer. The man said, A hammer? Don't tell me that because you cannot move it, you plan to smash it apart. Elena swung the hammer hard at the statue. The statue shattered. Voices rose from the crowd. She smashed the stone dragon statue with a hammer. What was she trying to do? Why did she break the stone dragon? Then Elena lifted one of the broken pieces with both hands. Under everyone's astonished gazes, the man who had just thought she could not do it was instantly humiliated. He thought she lifted it? That stone dragon's head is 10 times bigger than she is. How'd she do that? Elena placed the stone dragon's head in front of him. I won. Habeti sabet. Do not go back on what you promised my father. The man protested. This does not count. How could you smash the stone dragon? This is unacceptable. You lost. Elena smiled. Your wager with my father was only about who could move it. You never said it could not be broken apart first, nor did you say it had to be moved in a single piece. Not one of your men could move it, even when several worked together. I moved it, so I won. The people behind him ridiculed him. That young lady moved it, so of course she won. Young Duke, you are not refusing to admit defeat, are you? That's right. The wager was about who could move it. No one said how it had to be moved. Viscount Pelusi laughed arrogantly. If you cannot afford to lose, then do not gamble. Since you lost, you must honor the wager. He spat out blood and collapsed onto the ground. His men hurried over in alarm. Young master, Viscount Pelusi laughed disdainfully, then turned and said, All right, children, go back first. I have other matters to attend to. Lin Gang looked out of the carriage and asked, Seventh sister, what is father going to do? Elena smiled, thinking he won the bet, so naturally he's going to enjoy that courtesan. Then she said, Father is going out to have fun. Lin Gang innocently asked, Why is he not taking us with him? Elena gently replied, Of course, he thinks we are a nuisance. Do not ask father to play with you anymore. Stay with me instead. Lin Gang asked, What can we play if I stay with seventh sister? Elena smiled. What do you want to play, Lin Gang? Lin Gang answered, I don't know. Caladetti says I need to study hard if I want to succeed in the future, but mother says we are royalty and do not need to strive. I do not know whom to listen to. Elena gently stroked her brother's head. Reading more books is always a good thing. If there are books you like, read them more. Li Ngang note that. Then he suddenly asked, Seventh sister, why do you not bind your feet? Sixth sister has already bound hers. Caladetti says you embarrass her and told me not to pay attention to you. Elena said sadly. Seventh sister is afraid of pain. Lin Gang asked, Does foot binding hurt that much? But all the girls in Viscount Pelusi's manor do it. Why do you insist on being different from them? Lin Gang continued. Caladetti says that if you are like this, seventh sister, you will suffer a lot in the future, attract much criticism, and even affect me. Elena probed. Then do you want me to bind my feet? But inside, she wondered, will the little brother I love most stand by my side? Lin Gang eagerly said, Of course I do. He continued, If everyone else can endure it, why can't seventh sister? Elena froze at those words. Lin Gang honestly said, Only then will you be praised. Only then can you bring honor to father and our older brothers, and only then will you have a better life in the future. So, will you bind your feet, seventh sister? Elena fell silent. Then she asked in displeasure, For that damned vanity, can you really bear to watch your own sister have her feet broken and suffer that pain? Lin Gang hurriedly tugged at Elena's skirt. Seventh sister, don't smile like that. I am scared. He thought to himself, Seventh sister's expression is terrifying. Elena pulled her hand away. Lin Gang called out twice, Seventh sister. Seventh sister. Elena said, What are you afraid of? Am I going to eat you? From now on, just follow Caladetti. She thought, Lin Gang also thinks that a sister like me embarrasses him. Then from now on, he can act as though he has no sister like me. Lin Gang asked, Then what about seventh sister? Elena replied, I will be fine, of course. Looking at the bustling cityscape, she asked, If I do not bind my feet and stay away from you, then I will not embarrass you. Wouldn't that be even better? Lin Gang replied with a pang in his heart, Yes. He could not understand why she was speaking as Lady Kaisi had told her to. Why had seventh sister changed again? Inside the carriage, the atmosphere was silent, in stark contrast to the lively bustle outside. Lin Gang thought to himself that his relationship with seventh sister was no longer what it used to be. The next morning, at Viscount Pelusi's manor, Viscount Pelusi received Mayor Thample. He warmly introduced her. "This is my daughter, Elena. Please come in. What brings such an honored guest to my home?" Thample said, "I have come mainly because of the destroyed stone dragon statue. Someone reported that young Lady Elena was the one who smashed it." Viscount Pelusi said angrily, "It must have been that Kang Deala fellow." Thample replied, "This matter must be resolved. If young Lady Elena caused it, then Viscount Pelusi's manor must naturally take responsibility. Simply make another stone dragon statue and place it at the city gate. That will settle it." Viscount Pelusi pointed to himself. "Me?" As Thample departed, he said, "I hope Viscount Pelusi's manor will complete this as soon as possible. Farewell." Viscount Pelusi thought to himself, "There goes more money." Then he turned around and angrily said, "Elena, you—" But Elena had suddenly vanished. Viscount Pelusi shouted, "You wretched girl, where are you?" Then he thought, "Forget it. I cannot beat her anyway." Suddenly, a woman's hand reached out. Lady Danny stroked Viscount Pelusi's collar and gently persuaded him, "My lord, do not be angry. It will harm your health, and Danny will be heartbroken." Viscount Pelusi gave her a lecherous smile. "My darling is still the best. You only have eyes for me." Lady Danny said, "Since seventh young lady was the one who destroyed that dragon statue, she should be the one responsible. My lord can hire craftsmen to remake the stone dragon, then have seventh young lady send people to install it. Tell everyone that my lord could not bear to see the city gate unguarded by a dragon statue, so he specially commissioned a new one. If people praise it, it will enhance your reputation. And if anyone speaks nonsense, it will be seventh young lady who loses face." Viscount Pelusi praised her after hearing this. "My darling is so clever. We shall do exactly that." Though her words were sweet, Lady Danny was scheming inwardly. "If not for that seventh young lady, I would not have to stay beside this old man. Since she ruined my plans, I will not let her have any peace either." At that moment, elsewhere, Elena suddenly sneezed and heard someone calling her name. It was Lady Kaisi. She ran into the room in tears. "Your father has brought yet another courtesan into the manor." Elena impatiently asked, "And why should I care? Does father have too few lovers already?" Lady Kaisi said, "I am already so little favored. Now I am even more afraid. What am I supposed to do if my lord forgets me in the future?" Elena replied, "Susan has not been favored for 15 days, yet I do not see her wanting to die." Lady Kaisi said, "But if my lord forgets me, you children will be looked down on as well." Elena asked, "What do you want me to do?" She thought to herself, "This mother of mine only knows about love. When she is favored, I receive respect as well." Lady Kaisi stammered awkwardly, "Why, you could tell my lord, or perhaps Lady Danny, that someone of Danny's status cannot enter the manor." Elena immediately felt like punching someone. "What makes you think your daughter has the right to interfere in father's love life? You asked me to do this, but have you ever considered me? Or do you only want to use me?" Lady Kaisi hurriedly explained, "No, that is not it. You are still young. It does not matter for you to say such things." Elena asked, "Then why do you not ask Ling Gang to say it?" Lady Kaisi turned her head away and answered, "Ling Gang is different from you. He is a boy." She continued, "Mother does not make you cinch your waist or bind your feet, but you still have to study. You must continue studying and writing poetry. Study." Elena recalled her past life. At this time in her previous life, Lady Kaisi had also made her study diligently. Later, she wrote poetry and essays, and every one of her works made Caitlin famous. Then Caitlin relied on Elena's works and married into nobility. Elena turned away. "A crude person like me has no need for that. Go back. I need to sleep." Lady Kaisi angrily said, Do you have no dreams at all?" Elena smiled brightly. "This is my ideal life." Lady Kaisi shouted, "Do not regret this." Suddenly, Elena's heart clenched painfully. She frowned. "My heart is beating too fast. I have a bad feeling that something is about to happen." That night, at Duke Campbell's manor, Campbell was reading documents when he heard sound. A figure appeared beside the window. Campbell asked, "Who is there?" A young man removed his hood. "You summoned me?" Campbell said, "Mage Dealunfew." Dealunfew thought to himself, "The great mage is even younger than the last one." Campbell explained, "The great mage I hired previously changed my daughter's fate, but he died unexpectedly. I truly had no other choice, so I invited you to change my daughter's fate." Dealunfew said, "I am rather interested in that anomalous star as well." Daolun Fu said. The person with the phoenix fate is in Natina City, but something is blocking my sight, so I cannot see clearly. Campbell replied, I will send people to investigate immediately. Perhaps we can find them. Daolun Fu sneered. Whether you find them or not is unimportant. If you wish to exchange for the phoenix fate, you only need to deal with that anomalous star. He lit a candle and continued. As long as it disappears, the true phoenix fate will reveal itself. Without anyone guarding it, the exchange can be performed with a spell. Daolun Fu thought, find the anomalous star and assassinate it or poison it. In short, I must pull it out by the roots. Early the next morning, Teasir finished bathing and dried his fair, jade-like body. Suddenly, someone called out, Teasir, Teasir, come out quickly. Teasir hurriedly put on his clothes, opened the door, and asked, Third sister, what is it? Hetty cried, our pig ran out. Hurry and help me chase it back. At that moment, a pig was merrily running through the duck pen, scattering the ducks in all directions. Teasir grabbed the pig's tail. Stop running. The pig ran off, dragging Teasir with it. Hetty shouted, Teasir, Teasir, pin the pig down. Let us see you run now. Meanwhile, at Duke Campbell's manor, Daolun Fu held a crystal ball and thought, I see it. The anomalous star is inside that fireball. A figure appeared. Daolun Fu asked, what kind of strange beast is this? The image gradually became clearer. It was a person riding an unusual creature. Daolun Fu said, I cannot identify its species. Could it be a spirit beast? Campbell asked, Mage Daolun Fu, how is it? Daolun Fu answered, that anomalous star arrived riding a strange beast. Let me take a closer look. The fierce pig ran in circles. Teasir held a carrot in each hand and scolded it. You stupid pig, you rooted up all the carrots in the ground. Teasir turned around and said, It is too unruly. Third sister, give me the stick. Hetty answered, Oh. Daolun Fu's eyes widened. This anomalous star not only rides a strange beast, but stands over the 5 lakes and 4 seas, with the stars, sun, and moon upon its shoulders. Daolun Fu began bleeding from the nose. What kind of monster is this? Campbell called out, Mage. Daolun Fu said, an anomalous star. I have never seen one this powerful. I fear the dynasty is about to fall into great chaos. Campbell asked, what do you mean by that? Daolun Fu answered, a killing star like this. Neither you nor I can deal with it. Duke, give up on the true phoenix fate. Campbell refused to relent. But my daughter, Daolun Fu, wiped the blood from his mouth. Retreat in order to advance. If the true phoenix fate cannot be obtained, then a false phoenix fate will do. Daolun Fu explained, over the years, I have traveled far and wide and discovered a girl with a false phoenix fate. Though it cannot compare to a true phoenix fate, it is still much more precious than Kaladetti's fate. Once their fates are exchanged, her body will gradually improve. Campbell considered it. The anomalous star had appeared, yet was obstructing the path and was extraordinarily powerful. Neither the mage nor Daolun Fu had a solution, and Campbell himself was no match for it. After thinking it over, he said, Then I must trouble you. Daolun Fu said darkly, Make the preparations. The exchange of fates can begin shortly. Afterward, he calculated that there was only one true phoenix fate in the world, but more than one false phoenix fate. This time, he had fortunately found both. One could be exchanged for Kaladetti, while the other could be kept for him to absorb its fortune and increase his cultivation. That morning, in a village, Teasir's father said, The stonemason Laboka is your father's friend. 2 days ago, he sent a letter inviting us to visit if we had time. He also said that the gambling festival is coming soon. When the time comes, he can take us into the city to have some fun. A carriage drew near them, its curtains billowing in the wind. Inside the carriage sat an exceptionally beautiful girl. Teasir stared blankly and thought, She is so beautiful, like a Western doll. Seeing his son staring, Teasir's father asked, Are you tired of walking? Do you want to ride in a carriage? Teasir snapped out of it. No, I have just never seen a carriage before. Teasir's father's eyes filled with tears. Father will take on more work and save enough money to send you to school as soon as possible. Teasir answered, Yes, father. I will work hard too. Teasir's father pointed toward a small house in the distance. We are here. That is the stonemason's home. Teasir saw the carriage parked before the house and thought, That is the carriage from before. When he saw Elina, he realized it was her. Laboka greeted her warmly. Honored young lady, I am the stonemason Laboka. How may I serve you? Elina took out a rolled sheet of paper. I want you to carve a stone dragon identical to the one at the city gate. It is somewhat urgent, and the price is negotiable. Laboka said, carving such a large dragon will not be cheap. Elina thought, father is afraid of losing face, so he sent me to handle this stone dragon matter. She said 10 silver coins. If you complete it within 10 days, I will give you another 5 silver coins. Holding the silver coin, Elina thought greedily, this works out perfectly. Lady Danny has been cutting my daily allowance, so I can use this chance to squeeze some money out of the Viscount's manor. Laboka was startled. That much? He thought 15 silver coins would be enough to support my whole family for an entire year. Elina took out several silver coins. These 5 are the deposit. Once you finish carving the stone dragon, I will give you the remaining 10. Laboka answered without hesitation. All right, I can definitely do it. Elina said, then it is settled. Within 10 days, I want to see the stone dragon at the city gate. Laboka respectfully replied, honored young lady, allow me to see you off. Teaser was absent-mindedly staring at Elina. When she turned around, he was startled, but disappointed to find that she merely gave him an indifferent glance. Laboka worriedly said, it is troublesome for a young lady to travel alone, and things have been rather chaotic lately. Let me have my son escort you for part of the way. All right, Elina replied. Thank you for the trouble. Laboka looked around and called, son, escort this young lady. Elina added, my surname is Pelusi. Teaser's eyes widened at once. Pelusi? Is that not the royal family surname? Then could she be one of the princesses? Teaser guessed that this girl might know the empress. Laboka said, that young lady must be the 7th young lady of Viscount Pelusi's manor. Teaser thought, the 7th young lady of Viscount Pelusi's manor? He asked, how did you know she was the 7th young lady? Laboka recounted the wager. That large dragon was famous throughout the city. Teaser pondered this. This 7th young lady is impressive. She looks so petite and adorable, yet she is such a tiny powerhouse. She is a noble. If I can get close to her, perhaps I can gather information related to the empress. That night, at Duke Campbell's manor, Dale Lunfew sat cross-legged, concentrating as he chanted a spell. At the same time, at Viscount Zaccheus's manor, Cleety sat on her bed, sobbing uncontrollably. Cleety cried, who are you? Get out. She pounded on the door and screamed, help, father, mother, let me out. There is a terrifying monster in this room. A servant said, Lady Cleety, you committed a grave offense today. His lordship has ordered you to reflect on it yourself. Do not even think about coming out. Cleety's eyes widened. No. A sharp claw reached toward Cleety from behind. She was dragged away by a shadowy creature, and then suddenly became vacant and listless. Dale Lunfew thought to himself, compared to the false phoenix fate I am exchanging for Caladetti, this Zaccheus girl's fate is much purer. It will help me break through and advance my magic. Campbell paced back and forth outside the room. Dale Lunfew said he had successfully exchanged the fate. I wonder how Caladetti is doing. When the Duchess emerged, Campbell asked, how is she? The Duchess, her complexion rosy, replied, our daughter is all right now. Her color is much better, and she can sit up and eat. As soon as she finished speaking, someone approached. Campbell called out, Caladetti. Caladetti smiled. Father, mother, I feel as though my body is filled with energy. Her smile was exceptionally beautiful. The next morning, at Viscount Pelusi's manor, a sudden shriek rang out. Elina sat upright in bed. What was that sound? Suddenly, crying arose outside. Elina wondered, where is that crying coming from? Outside, 2 servants whispered to each other. The crying began before dawn. It seems to be coming from Viscount Zaccheus's manor. Elina thought, the Zaccheus family? Nothing happened to them in my previous life, did it? I remember Cleety's older sister being gentle and beautiful. I heard she later entered the palace and became greatly favored. The servant added, their young lady Cleety is dead. Elina was deeply shocked. Cleety lived very well in my previous life. How did she die? A servant explained, it is said that young Lady Cleety went to church yesterday. Her carriage broke down on the way, so she waited by the roadside. It was raining then, and a kind young master gave her an umbrella and some food. Another servant said, who would have thought that after she returned home, her father would scold her for being alone with a strange man and claim that she was no longer pure? The servants continued. It is said that young Lady Cleety was locked in her room yesterday. For some reason, she cried and screamed all night. Some say Viscount Zacchaeus whipped her. Then, when a servant entered her room this morning, she found young Lady Cleety had hanged herself. The servant added, the way she looked was terrifying, like she had seen a ghost. Elena thought Cleety was only 8 or 9 years old. A kind girl who could not even bear to kill an ant had been driven to death by her own father simply because she accepted help from another person. Tears ran down her face. If I encounter the same situation in the future, will I meet the same end? Outside, the servants continued gossiping. Elena thought sorrowfully. It was clearly not the girl's fault. Why must girls bear such an ending? Is being born a girl the source of all misfortune? A servant said disdainfully, girls must be properly brought up. Look at her. She did something so shameful. So this is the ending she deserved. The two servants looked toward Elena's room. One of them said, there is no sound inside. She must be frightened, as she should be. After all, seventh young lady is even more unconventional than young Lady Cleety. Suddenly, a loud crash rang out. The two servants jumped in fright. What was that sound? Could it be? A huge hole had been blasted through Elena's wall. The servants stared in shock and cried out together. Seventh young lady has run away again. At that moment, Elena walked through the crowds on the street. As she walked, she thought, this home truly makes one unwilling to stay even 1 second longer. Then she realized that today was the gambling festival. No wonder there were so many people. The wagers had equal conditions. The stake could be an object or even a story. It was an entirely fair game. Elena looked toward Viscount Zacchaeus' manor. The entrance to the manor was exactly as before. Cleety's death could not change the Viscount's household in the slightest. Passers-by gossip. I heard that young Lady Cleety was given gifts by a strange man. Feeling that her chastity had been insulted, she killed herself to preserve it. The other person said, good heavens, what a pure young lady. She truly was a noble young lady of Viscount Zacchaeus' family. Elena thought angrily, Viscount Zacchaeus is actually using his own daughter's remains to elevate his reputation. Elena clenched her fists. A girl who had lived such a miserable life had died like that. Would anyone truly grieve for her? She turned away. Was this the sorrow of a weak girl? No, I will never let such a tragedy happen to me again. Elena made up her mind. I need to find a way to make money, then escape my current life. She looked at the prizes displayed on the table. These are all reward from the festival. She walked over and asked a man, sir, how do you play this? The man replied, you can roll dice, guess numbers, or compete in strength. As long as both sides agree, any game is fine. Elena asked, a strength contest is allowed too? The man answered warmly, of course. Elena thought, then I can give it a try. She took an item from her pocket and asked, can I use this as my wager? The man looked over the fish-shaped ornament and appraised it. Oh, this is quite good. Of course you can. Suddenly, a commotion rose from the crowd. The man turned around and asked, don't tell me that kid won again? He's really incredible. Elena looked at the two people arm wrestling and wondered, who is that over there? Elena spotted the young man she had met before. Isn't that country bumpkin? The hat-wearing man seated opposite Teaser said, again, I don't believe you can still win this time. Teaser asked, bet small? The other man shouted, small. Teaser set down the cup and lifted it. Everyone stared at the dice on the table in disbelief. 3 of kind. Good heavens, this kid is amazing. The hat-wearing man stood up indignantly. You brat, were those hands of yours kissed by a demon? Teaser replied, perhaps the gods favor me. The man handed over a money pouch. Take it, lucky kid. Teaser happily accepted it. Thank you. Elena assisted. He's so young, yet he's already this skilled at gambling. When he grows up, he'll probably become a gambling master. She squeezed out of the crowd. Where can I find someone to compete with in strength? Elena suddenly saw a large man sitting nearby. That uncle looks like he's in pretty good shape. Even if he loses, it probably will not affect him much. She walked over and said, sir, I want to compete with you in strength. The man waved his hands. No. Look how old you are, and look how old I am. Besides, I'm a man. How could I compete against a little girl? Wouldn't that be bullying? Elena planted 1 foot on the table. Don't underestimate me. The person who can bully me has not been born yet. Another man came over and said, hey, that little girl has jewelry. If he does not dare to compete with her, then let me do it. Elena's face filled with killing intent. You are not qualified. The man was startled. How could such a cute little girl have such a vicious gaze? She looks like a murderer. Elena turned to the man she had first spoken to and put on a sweet expression. Sir, are you afraid to compete with me? The man replied, "Fine, we'll compete. But let me say this first. If you lose, you're not allowed to cry." Elina asked, "Arm wrestling or fighting?" She thought disdainfully, "If it is a fight, I have nothing to fear. But if it is arm wrestling, I will have to hold back some of my strength." The man picked up a stick. "Arm wrestling would be unfair to you. You and I will each hold one end of this stick. Whoever takes it first wins." Nearby, Teaser held a large money pouch and thought, "In my previous life, I was obsessed with gambling and practiced all sorts of gambling skills. I never expected them to be useful here. With this much money, I will not have to worry about tuition anymore." Teaser glanced aside. Isn't that?" He saw Elina gripping one end of the stick. "Is that the seventh young lady of Viscount Pelusi's manor?" The man said, "Begin." Elina lifted both the stick and the man in a single motion, instantly winning. She said happily, "I won." The man stared blankly. "What just happened? It was over that quickly?" He said, "That was an accident. I was not ready." One more round. In the second round, the result was the same. The crowd erupted into discussion. "This little girl was born with godlike strength. She's amazing." The man set a pouch of gold jewelry on the table. "I wager everything in here." One more round. He thought, "How can this be? How could I lose to such a frail-looking little girl?" The two began the third round. The crowd shouted, "Come on." It would be humiliating to lose to a little girl. Elina held the stick. "You have lost." She grabbed the man's clothes. "Be careful. Do not fall." Then she said cheerfully, "Yay, I won." The man said no. How? Yet inwardly, he thought, "This is so embarrassing. I was defeated by such a young little girl." Elina slung the pouch of jewelry over her shoulder. "Sir, then I will gladly take your things." Teaser watched from outside the crowd in astonishment. "I have been in this world for so long, but this is the first time I have met a girl like her. The women I have met here, whether noble or commoner, all treat their husbands as the sky and obey everything they say. But this girl is different, free and unrestrained, like a ball of fire. Aren't noble women supposed to bind their feet and wear corsets? Yet she neither binds her feet nor wears one." Elina thought, "I have one enough. I should go home first." Suddenly, someone blocked her path. Duklon asked, "Little girl, would you like to compete with this old man?" Elina answered without hesitation, "Sure." "What game do you want to play?" She looked at the gemstone hanging from Duklon's belt. Duklon thought, "The gemstone set into that belt appears to be genuine." Duklon said, "I cannot bully a little girl. You can set the rules." Elina replied, "Then let's arm wrestle." Duklon immediately said, No, you are so small. What if you get hurt?" Elina said, "Sir, I am the one setting the rules. Even if I lose, I will not cry. Besides, do not underestimate children." Duklon smiled. "All right, as you say." Several minutes later, Duklon said, "I lost." Elina took Duklon's belt. "Sir, thank you for letting me win. I'll take this belt then." Duklon asked, "Little girl, whose child are you? Since when has there been a little girl with such great strength in this city?" Elina asked, "Then which family are you from?" Duklon pointed at himself. "You did not recognize me?" She answered, "No, I rarely leave home. I snuck out today." Duklon smiled. "Then never mind." Elina smiled back. "Goodbye, sir." The two attendants behind him said, "Your Grace, that belt." Duklon replied, "It is all right. A wager is a wager. One must accept the outcome." He added, "That little girl is interesting. Find out whose child she is." The next morning, at Viscount Pelusi's manor, Elina proudly looked at the pile of jewelry on her bed. I brought home so much loot today." Outside, a maid said, "Look at the sixth young lady. She wrote so many words today." Not only did the tutor praise her, but Madame rewarded her as well. But the seventh young lady? Who knows what she is capable of? She cannot study, does nothing, and spends every day eating and playing. How can that go on? The other young ladies are all studying hard to become refined noble women. Yet the seventh young lady neither binds her feet nor wears a corset. Who will want to marry her in the future? If she continues being so ignorant and useless, I fear her whole life will be ruined." Elina became angry upon hearing this. "Even if I obediently bound my feet and learned those things, my life would not improve one bit." She opened the door, and both maids' hearts jumped in fright. She said calmly, "I'm hungry. Go cook something for me." Elina snapped, "Hurry up." The maids fled with their heads bowed. Yes, Elina thought, they want to provoke me with reverse psychology. Too bad they are using the wrong method. I will not fall for it. In this life, I will take back everything I lost, one thing at a time. Elena picked up a necklace. Anyone who covets what is mine can go die. That afternoon, in the village, Melinda and Hetty stared in disbelief at the money pouches before them. Melinda asked so much. Hetty gasped, "Oh my goodness." Hetty asked, "Did my little brother earn all of this? You are truly amazing. Tease here scratched his head shyly. "I earned it." Melinda wiped away her tears with her apron. "This is wonderful. Tease, I was planning to pawn some things from the house." Tease said, "Mother, do not worry. Our family will only get better and better." Melinda replied, "Yes. Tomorrow, we will visit Pastor Angus and ask him to accept you as a student." That night, Teaser lay on his bed and sighed. "Tomorrow, I need to pay a visit to the pastor in charge of this area." Looking at a scroll, Teaser thought, for poor people at the very bottom of society, the chance to rise in status lies in attending a religious school run by the church. This country is governed by the imperial family, the 7 great nobles, and the church. I cannot attend a noble academy, so I must seize this chance to enter a religious school. Early the next morning, in the rural village of Fieldwood, Melinda and Teaser walked along the village road. Melinda knocked on a door. "Excuse me, is Pastor Angus home?" The door opened. Melinda said, "Mrs. Angus." Mrs. Angus greeted her warmly. "Melinda, please come in." Teaser removed his hat and bowed. "Hello, Mrs. Angus." Mrs. Angus asked, "This is Teaser, right? Have you recovered?" Teaser answered, "Thank you for your concern, ma'am. I have recovered." Melinda said, "Ma'am, on our way here, I heard your daughter was ill, so I brought some food to help her regain her strength." Mrs. Angus said, "You should not have gone to such expense." She sighed. "I do not know why, but a few days ago, Annie suddenly complained of a headache. The doctors could not find anything wrong. Since then, her head has kept hurting, and she could not get out of bed. She only just managed to get up today." Melinda comforted her. "Do not worry. It is normal for children to have illnesses and mishaps. Teaser once fell into the river and nearly drowned, but isn't he perfectly healthy now?" Mrs. Angus said, "Good boy. You are about the same age as Annie. Go to the backyard and play with her while your mother and I talk." "Yes, ma'am." Teaser went into the backyard and looked at the plants around him. "Wow, there's so many kinds of flowers here." A girl approached and asked, "Who are you?" Teaser replied, "I'm Teaser for the Unitist family. I came to see Pastor Angus." The girl asked, "Is that thing in your hand made of leaves?" Teaser held out the leaves. "This is for you." The girl said, "Really? Thank you. I have never seen anything like this before. My mother does not allow me to leave the house." Teaser said, "It is not good to stay inside all day. People need sunlight, or their bodies will grow weak." The girl said sadly, "But a proper young lady must be careful about her conduct. I cannot run around freely." Teaser thought that again. This era is far too oppressive toward women. Pastor Angus came over and called, "Annie." Annie said, "Father." Teaser bowed. "Greetings, Pastor." Angus said, "Ever since Annie became ill, I have not seen her smile so happily." "Thank you, Teaser." Teaser said, "If Sister Annie could freely walk under the sunlight, perhaps she would recover faster." Angus said, "My daughter." Yet he thought, her symptoms are unusual. He asked, "Do you wish to become my student?" Teaser replied, "Yes, Pastor." Angus said, "You are very kind-hearted. I agree to accept you as my student. If you work hard, you'll have a bright future." Teaser said happily, "Thank you, Pastor." He thought, "I did it." Then he waved. "I'll go find my mother now." Annie asked, "Father, is Teaser allowed to attend school because he is a boy?" Angus answered, "That is right, Annie." Annie suddenly began coughing. Angus called worriedly, "Annie." Annie replied, "Ie mi fine." Annie thought, if only I were a boy, then I could run and play like Teaser, use my own feet to explore this world, instead of being confined to a small house. Though I'm a girl, I want to see the world outside too. That afternoon, Teaser saw his father return and greeted him. "Father, you're back. Have some water." His father put away his tools and asked, "How did it go? Did Pastor Angus test you? Did he say whether he would accept you?" Teaser smiled brightly. "He did not test me." His father panicked. "What? Does that mean he does not want to accept you?" Teaser replied, "No, it is the opposite. The pastor was very pleased and agreed to take me as a student." His father was utterly surprised. "Oh." His eyes filled with tears. "The heavens have truly blessed us. My son will surely achieve great things someday." Teaser sighed as he looked at his father. "The first step is complete. Next, I need to find a way to make money and improve this family's life." He looked at his hands. I come from an age of science and technology, and I have exceptional skills. Making soap, cement, and refined perfume would not be difficult. But given Tizir's circumstances, he imagined the villagers burning him at the stake. Besides, if I do things too differently from the people in this world, I may find the road to death before I ever find the road to riches. Tizir looked out the window and saw Annie. Is that her? He saw her working. Is she embroidering flowers? An idea suddenly came to him. I can make money now. That night, Elena was practicing in her room when someone called seventh young lady. She replied, "Come in." At least they seem a little more polite now. A servant brought in a formal gown and said, "Seventh young lady, Madam asked me to prepare some things for you. Tomorrow, Madam will take you to the Duke's residence for a banquet." Elena frowned. The dress is pretty, but I do not like it without matching accessories. She thought, this kind of outfit clearly does not suit my status. What exactly is Madam plotting? The servant lowered her head. Yes, I will report this to Madam. Madam is kind-hearted, so she will surely give a young lady some jewelry. The first young lady did not react. The servant thought resentfully, she is only a little girl. How dare she order me around? Elena said, then go quickly. The servant left with an angry expression. A strange sound suddenly caught Elena's attention. What was that? She quickly leaped up into a tall tree. Sitting there, she thought, from this garden, I can see Viscount Zacchaeus' manor. That direction is Sister Cleety's room. She was startled to see a figure inside. She jumped down and crept closer. Someone entered Sister Cleety's room. Elena looked through the window and saw a servant rummaging through something. Sister Cleety died too quickly. Could someone have harmed her? I thought Viscount Zacchaeus did it to conceal the truth, but it seems the real culprit is someone else. The woman took jewelry from the room and thought this should be enough. Suddenly, Elena came over and struck her with a stone, making her spit blood. Dazed, the woman said, holding the stone. Elena thought, oh no, did I act too quickly? I should have waited until she left the room. Then she dragged the servant out, thinking, how should I take her away now? If I do not move her, the servants at Viscount Zacchaeus' manor will definitely discover her. That would alert the enemy. At that moment, Elena spotted a dog hole. An idea came to her. I have it. With one punch, she smashed through the wall and dragged the woman through. The woman's forehead had turned red from being knocked around so much. The woman woke up, clutching her face. It hurts. Then she saw Elena and asked, who are you? Where am I? Elena thought, she definitely is not a servant from Viscount Zacchaeus' manor. Otherwise, why would she steal Cleety's things? Seeing that the woman was still young, Elena rushed forward and said, little miss, I'm sorry. The woman thought, she's only a little girl. How dare she? But Elena directly grabbed her hand. How dare you do something so foolish? Startled, the woman tried to pull away, but Elena twisted her arm, making her cry out in pain. Elena immediately covered her mouth, crouched down, and said, you're being too noisy. The pain was so intense that tears streamed down the woman's face. The woman groaned inwardly. How could such a little girl be so strong? Elena glared at her. If you don't want to be beaten, behave yourself. Answer every question I ask truthfully. Otherwise, I'll break all 4 of your limbs and throw you to the dogs. Terrified by the threat, the woman panicked. Elena cheerfully said, I'll take that as agreement then. The woman nodded repeatedly. Elena removed the cloth from her mouth and asked, who are you? The woman answered, my name is Cuna. Elena continued, what are you doing at Viscount Zacchaeus' manor? Cuna cried out, my mother-in-law made me come. My father used to be a very skilled thief. I learned all these skills from him. But after I got married, I stopped doing this sort of thing. A few days ago, I visited my mother-in-law, and she told me to steal something from young Lady Cleety. I really didn't want to steal, but I wanted to make my mother-in-law happy, and I didn't want to make things difficult for my husband. I truly won't steal again, so please spare me. If I don't go home, my husband will definitely worry about me. Elena looked doubtful. Why would your mother-in-law want you to steal Cleety's belongings? She thought every word out of her mouth is about her husband, but that man does not love her at all. They only want to use her. Cuna replied, I don't know either, but a few days ago, someone came to see my mother-in-law. That person seemed to be a servant from Duke Campbell's household. Elena was greatly shocked. Duke Campbell was an immensely influential man. Why would he send a servant to steal Cleety's jewelry? Cuna trembled and begged through tears. Young lady, please forgive me. I won't dare do it again. Elena picked up another necklace and said, take this necklace back and use it to report that you completed the task. Then she glared at her. If this concerns Cleety, you must report everything honestly to me. Kuna bowed shakily. Yes, yes. Kuna swiftly climbed over the wall, not forgetting to say, thank you, young lady. Ailina murmured, Duke Campbell. Caddis, she thought. Caddis is Duke Campbell's beloved daughter. Though born into great status, she had been frail and sickly since childhood. In my previous life, she went out with her mother and was forced to marry a bandit leader. Unexpectedly, that man later took advantage of the chaos across the kingdom to build his own power. In the end, he was granted the title of Duke. Ailina's eyes narrowed. That man was my husband in my previous life, the tyrannical King Nilatus. At the very end of her previous life, all of her flesh and blood had been used to sustain Caddis and that man. Remembering the gruesome way she had died, Ailina thought, what role did Duke Campbell's family play in all of this? Meanwhile, Kuna made her way home in a daze. At last, I'm home. But upon arriving, she overheard a conversation between her mother-in-law and husband. Her husband said, Mother, how could you make Kuna steal that item? What if something happened? Her mother-in-law replied coldly, What are you afraid of? If anything happens, it will only be because she is useless. Then you can simply divorce her and marry someone else. Her husband added, I never wanted to marry Kuna in the first place. You and father insisted on it. She is exactly like her father. Both are lowly thieves. Unable to endure it any longer, Kuna pushed the door open, panting heavily. The two turned around anxiously. Her mother-in-law asked in surprise, Kuna, you're back already? Her husband immediately avoided her gaze. Kuna, I have plans with my friends. I'm leaving first. Kuna handed her mother-in-law the substituted necklace. I got it for you, mother. The woman eagerly reached out for it. Oh my, you really got it. Kuna turned away. Don't bother me. I want to rest. Having gotten what she wanted, her mother-in-law happily replied, all right, get some rest. I'll cook something delicious for you. Kuna returned to her room and thought sadly. Even though I always knew they thought this way, hearing it with my own ears still hurts unbearably. She wept and trembled. What can I do? I am only a woman, raised from childhood to be humble and obedient, taught that only then would a man love and protect me. I have tried so hard. Why do they still treat me like this? The next morning, a carriage arrived at Duke Lawn's estate. Two exceptionally elegant women sat inside. The coachman bowed. Greetings, Madame Viscountess Palissy. Who are you calling? Ailina supported her mother and obediently replied, yes. The two entered the castle. People around them began whispering, whose daughter is that? She is so beautiful. She is the daughter of the Palissy family, like the most beautiful rose in the empire. The Viscount's family has such a stunning daughter. Her mother said, whatever happens at home, you must not disgrace Viscount Palussy's household when we are outside. Ailina answered, yes. Someone asked, is this Caitlin? Her mother replied, no, this is my seventh daughter. Caitlin is the one behind her. Someone praised her. How kind of you, Madame Viscountess, to allow a daughter born to a concubine to stand out like this. Holding Ailina's hand, her mother said, they are both the Viscount's daughters. Ailina is simply stronger, and she supports me more steadily. The others began gossiping. Oh my, she's already this old, and her feet still have not been bound. That won't do. The older she gets, the more painful foot binding will be. She has natural, unbound feet. Everyone asked in an uproar, can a girl really go without foot binding? Isn't that ruining her? Her mother sighed. Ailina has been spoiled by the Viscount. A few days ago, I had someone bind her feet, but she stubbornly refused and made a huge scene. She even told the Viscount that I wanted to harm her. I had no choice but to leave her alone. One woman said, what kind of sense is that? A concubine's daughter is overpowering the legitimate daughter. You are far too kind, madam. A wild girl without proper parents like this needs to be taught a lesson. Ailina remained silent, thinking, so this was why mother brought me here, to let these noble women humiliate and despise me. How ridiculous. They continued talking. Caitlin is virtuous, gentle, and graceful. She is the true model of a proper, noble young lady. Exactly, that woman continued. But a girl like Ailina will probably be unable to marry in the future. Will she have to remain home as an old maid? Her mother replied, that is true. Everyone turned around, only to find that Ailina had disappeared. Her mother asked, where did she go? She clenched her fan in anger. That wretched concubine's daughter is truly impossible to control. Meanwhile, Na went out to the royal garden, venting her frustration on a few stones. As she walked, she thought, I'm not 7 or 8 years old anymore. Those noble women are so boring. Suddenly, a voice caught her attention. Stay away from me, you old lecher. At your age, you still want to flirt with beautiful young women. Curious, Elina secretly listened. This voice sounds rather familiar. An old man was anxiously explaining, Listen to me. It truly isn't what you think. An elderly woman and an elderly man were arguing. The woman snapped. Perhaps the Duke has finally grown tired of this old woman. The man hurriedly said, I truly haven't done anything. Haven't I explained already? I lost that belt in a wager. Elina thought, that is the old man who competed with me at the festival. So he is Duke Lon. She accidentally made a sound, drawing their attention. Who is there? Elina thought, oh no. The old woman, however, looked surprised. What a beautiful little girl. She approached and asked, Whose daughter are you? Are you lost? Shall I have someone call your mother? The old man exclaimed in astonishment. It's her. It's that little girl. The woman turned to him furiously. Why are you shouting? You'll frighten the child. The Duke walked over and said, Little girl, quickly explain everything clearly to my wife. And that belt, I can exchange it for jewels. Elina bowed. Madam, the Duke and I truly did make a wager. His Grace saw that I was just a little girl and worried I might cry, so he humored me with a game. But who knew he would lose? He had to give me the belt he had wagered. After hearing this, the Duchess turned to her husband. Why didn't you say so sooner? He stammered. My dear, I told you countless times, but you wouldn't listen. Elina said, I was the one who made your Grace misunderstand. I apologized to both the Duke and the Duchess. Looking at the child's face, the Duchess thought, this child is so adorable. She's impossible not to love. Then she said, all right. It was all a misunderstanding. We must not delay any longer. She took Elina's hand. Let us go to the banquet hall together. We should not keep the guests waiting. Standing in a corner, the Duke watched his wife ignore him and said sadly, Wait, what about me? You said I was blinded by beauty, but clearly you are the one captivated by this adorable little girl. Elina entered the banquet with the Duchess. When the guests saw her, they began whispering, That is the daughter born to Viscount Palussi's mistress, the 7th young lady who neither binds her feet nor wears a corset. Elina glanced at her mother and saw an abundance of dark energy around her. Turning to the Duchess, she said, Madam, I will go find my mother now. The Duchess looked at her. Go ahead. Come visit my residence when you have time. Elina quickly replied, Yes, madam. Returning to her mother, the woman shouted, What is the meaning of this? Elina answered, I went out for a walk and got lost. Fortunately, I met the Duchess, and she brought me back. Her mother frowned. Elina, remember that your family's honor comes from your family. Do not overstep your place. Elina bowed. Yes, I understand. She thought, there is again. Women are merely tools, dependent on others and forbidden from having any wishes of their own. At the dining table, everyone ate elegantly. Only Elina ate in an unusual manner. Elina asked, Kaitlin, why did you drag me here? Didn't we come here to eat? Then why not eat more? Kaitlin said, It is not as if the family has starved you. Why are you eating as though you have been starving to death? It is disgraceful. Elina looked aggrieved. It is true that you do not starve me, but what taste is there in drinking bland, watery soup every day? My body is still growing. I need to eat enough and eat well. The people around them turned to her mother. How cruel! You even skimp on your own children's meals. She quickly explained, How could that be? Our family only remembers the hardships endured by our ancestors, so we maintain frugality. Elina put on a pitiful expression. Whatever mother says is true. Her mother frowned. What is with that expression? Elina tearfully said, Madam, I was wrong. The crowd began murmuring. Then it must be true. The child is so small. I'm afraid that really is the truth. Just then, the Duchess said, Bring several kinds of pastries to Elina. The servant answered, Yes, madam. Elina happily said, Thank you, madam. The Duchess looked at her and said, Watching you eat makes others hungry too. Eat as much as you like. Before you leave, I will have someone pack some for you to take home. Elina beamed. Madam, you are both beautiful and kind. Kaitlin's face twisted when she heard the others laugh. What a sweet-talking child. Kaitlin thought, Elina did that on purpose, didn't she? I had planned to use her vulgarity today to highlight my own refinement. Yet she actually managed to curry favor with the Duchess. Why should she receive the Duchess's attention? A bastard born to a mistress should obediently remain in the mud, where I can trample her beneath my feet. Back at Viscount Palussi's manor, the banquet had ended. Madam, The young ladies have all gone home. Caitlin frowned. As expected of Ailey Na, she is truly scheming. Not only did she charm father, she even deceived Duchess Lawn. She would not stay quietly in the banquet hall and insisted on going outside. So she had planned all along to flatter Duchess Lawn. Do you still not understand your own position? You ill-mannered thing. You have disgraced Viscount Pelusi's household. Ailey Na thought, why is she like a mosquito, buzzing endlessly? Her mother looked over and shouted, enough, Caitlin. Look at yourself. What kind of behavior is that? Caitlin lowered her head. I was discourteous. Her mother then turned to Ailey Na. Your sister is in a bad mood today, so she could not help saying unpleasant things. Do not take it to heart. She thought, I originally brought Ailey Na to serve as a foil for Caitlin, but she ended up stealing all the attention. Now that Duchess Lawn likes Ailey Na, this is not necessarily bad. She is only a bastard born to a mistress. I still have ways to control her. She said, I heard that Duchess Lawn wants you to visit often. In the future, take your sister with you to the Duke's residence. What do you think? Ailey Na thought before when I was useless to them, they would not even feed me. Now that Duchess Lawn likes me, they want to use me. Do they take me for a fool? She replied, all right. Caitlin happily said, Mother, the next time we visit the Duke's residence, I will certainly make Duchess Lawn remember me. She thought, after all, I'm the true legitimate young lady, born to the Viscountess herself. Watching the two converse happily, Ailey Na stood aside and thought, these people will probably cause trouble for Duchess Lawn. I will not visit Duke Lawn's residence again. At Duke Campbell's residence, a young lady was taking a walk. She took a deep, comfortable breath. So this is what it feels like to be healthy and free. Suddenly, her mother said, my precious daughter, you have completely recovered? The girl called out in surprise. Mother. Her mother continued, it is good that you are well now. You can begin preparing to wear a corset. Her face turned pale. Mother, I do not want to wear a corset. Her mother looked at her tenderly. Do not be afraid. I will find the finest court lady for you. I certainly will not let you suffer. The girl stepped back and shouted, no. Before, my health was poor. I did not know whether I would survive from one day to the next. But now that I have recovered, Mother wants this instead. You might as well pretend I am still sick. At least I would still be alive. She panted and trembled. Her mother anxiously asked, why would you say such nonsense? All right, if you do not want to wear one, then we will not make you wear a corset. You are right. As long as you are alive, that is more important than anything else. The girl nestled into her mother's arms. I knew Mother loves me most. Her mother gave her a bracelet and said, this is a bracelet for protection. I specially obtained it for you. Keep it safe and do not lose it. Holding the bracelet, the girl said, the craftsmanship is good, but there is nothing particularly rare about it. Then she asked her maid, do you know what has been happening in the city these past few days? Her attendant replied, there have been several strange incidents. The first is that the young lady of Viscount Zacchaeus's family died mysteriously. The news startled her. What was the name of the deceased young lady from the Zacchaeus family? The attendant replied, I believe her name was Cleety. The girl looked at the bracelet and thought, so she was the one who gave her life for me. Her favorable fate became mine, so death was the only path left for her. Hugging the bracelet close, she said, it feels so wonderful not to be in pain or sick. She thought, I am a young lady of Duke Campbell's household. A favorable fate belongs to me by birthright. It was only right that she died. Caddis asked her attendant, is there anything else interesting? The girl replied, there is also something about the seventh young lady of Viscount Pelusi's household. You may not know this, but although she is a noble young lady, she stubbornly refuses to wear a corset. Upon hearing this, Caddis clutched her chest in discomfort. Why do I feel such disgust whenever I hear this name? Caddis collapsed, alarming her attendant. Young lady. A moment later, her mother entered the room and rushed to her. My daughter, what is wrong, Caddis? Meanwhile, the attendant said, young lady, please take your medicine. Seeing her mother, Caddis abruptly sat up and asked, why does my heart still feel uncomfortable? Why must I still take medicine? I'm already well. The attendant replied, young lady, your heart is beating too quickly, which is why you need the medicine. Madam is only worried about you. Caddis gritted her teeth. And they said this could protect me? It is all a lie. It is nothing but an ordinary string. She threw the bracelet onto the floor. At the same time, at Pastor Angus's home in Fieldwood Village, a voice cried out, ah, it hurts so much. I'm going to die from the pain. Everyone was extremely worried for her. Her mother rushed to Annie's side. Annie cried out in pain, "Mother, it hurts so much." Teaser turned away and said, "I'll go fetch a doctor." A little later, the doctor said, "It is likely a heart condition. Some people are born with it, but a case like young Lady Annie's is quite rare. It would be best to take her into the city and find a renowned physician." Teaser stood outside anxiously. Sister Annie. Annie lay in bed, still clutching the handkerchief in her hand. Meanwhile, Elena held the bracelet and wondered whether she should return the necklace to Cleety. Then she clenched it tightly and said, "No. What if Duke Campbell's household sends someone to steal it again after I return it? But what is so special about Cleety's necklace that the Campbell family wants to steal it?" Upon closer inspection, she discovered Cleety's initials. Suddenly, a golden light appeared. Elena found it strange. Her body felt much lighter. She thought to herself, "In my previous life, Cleety lived very well and even married into the royal family. She became an imperial consort and led the Zacchaeus family to great prosperity. Yet in this life, she died far too young. Moreover, around this time in my previous life, Lady Caddis, who had always been frail and bedridden, suddenly recovered and could even attend banquets. Could there be some connection between them?" At Duke Campbell's residence, Elena disguised herself and sneaked in. As she walked, she thought, the back gate of the Duke's residence opens onto an alley where several servants from the household live. She took out some candy. "Children, I want to hear some news from you." The children were astonished. "Malt candy." After obtaining the information, she gave the candy to the children and left. She had learned that there was only one young lady in the Duke's household. She had a terrible temper because she had once been frail and sickly, constantly needing medicine, so she was sometimes irritable. But now that their young lady had recovered, she treated the servants well. Elena thought, just as I suspected, after Cleety died, Caddis recovered from her illness. Cleety's death must be connected to Caddis. But Caddis also recovered around this time in my previous life when Cleety was still alive. This time, she used someone else's fate to alter her own destiny. After changing clothes, Elena thought, since I'm already out, I might as well visit the stonemason Lapaka. Did I forget something? Right, I still need to pay the remaining amount for the stone dragon statue. She entered the market, where the surroundings were bustling with noise. As Elena walked, she thought, in my previous life, I barely had any opportunities to go out, much less stroll around freely like this. Suddenly, she heard someone shouting, "Beautiful, fashionable hair ornaments. All the noble young ladies have been wearing them lately. Come take a look." Elena looked over. "What are they selling over there?" She saw Teaser persuading a customer. "Madam, it will definitely look beautiful on you." "Oh, really?" "Yes. Your complexion is so fair. This would look absolutely lovely on you." Elena thought, "It's him." Teaser held a stack of money and thought, "The jewelry my sister makes really does sell well." Women pursue fashion in any world. As long as we advertise it as jewelry favored by the nobility, people will rush to spend money on it. Suddenly, Elena stepped forward and asked, "How much is this?" Seeing her, Teaser was surprised. The seventh young lady of the Pelusi family? What a great opportunity. If I can get close to her, perhaps I can learn information about the Empress. After thinking this, Teaser happily said, "If you like it, you can have it. It is the last one anyway." And I was about to pack up. Elena became wary. Giving things away so casually to a girl? This man really speaks without thinking. Teaser said, "My sister made all of these. You could try it on. It's very pretty." Elena frowned. I saw him gambling at the gambling festival before, and now he is selling things made by his sister. So he's the kind of man who lives off his sister. What trash. She turned away and said, "I am not buying it anymore." Teaser froze. Did I say something that offended her? Noble young ladies really are impossible to understand. Back at Viscount Pelusi's manor, Elena hummed to herself. She was in a very good mood. Elena thought, I use the money I have to buy a small house in the suburbs. What a bargain. If danger arises, I will at least have a house to hide in. The moment she pushed open the door, she heard sobbing. Boo-hoo-hoo. Elena was startled. Sure enough, it was Elena's biological mother, Aishi. Aishi, her face covered in tears, asked, "Elena, where have you been?" Elena sat down, picked up a cup of tea, and took a sip. "Out for a walk." Her mother panicked. "You are the daughter of a viscount. How can you run around outside like some country girl?" Elena's expression darkened. "I did not even listen to the viscount or his wife. Why would you think I would listen to you?" Boo-hoo-hoo. Aishi covered her face and wept. I'm sorry. I gave birth to you. If you had been the Viscountess's daughter, you would not have to endure this. Listening to her mother ramble and cry, Aileen Na felt annoyed. She shouted angrily, if you want to cry, go back to your room and cry. Do not make a scene here. Aishi shrank back in fear, but still protested. You are my daughter. Can I not speak to you when I am upset? Aileen Na put her hands on her hips irritably. What exactly do you want to say? Just say it directly. Stop wasting words. Aishi said, the woman the Viscount brought home is pregnant. Aileen Na was confused. So, then she thought, my father is like a breeding stallion. Is it really strange for him to get a prostitute pregnant? Aishi hesitated. In a low voice, she pleaded, if you see the Viscount, say something to him for me. Just tell him that I cried to you. Cried very sadly. Aileen Na thought disdainfully. She wants to compete for his favor, so she is even using me. She has not considered at all whether this might affect her daughter's reputation. Aileen Na frowned in anger. You and Danny competing for favor is between the two of you. It has nothing to do with me. If you have the ability, keep the Viscount for yourself. If you do not, then endure it. To win a little sympathy from her daughter, Aishi complained, how can you be so cold and heartless? You are the daughter I carried and gave birth to. Is there truly no place for your mother in your heart? Aileen Na did not want to listen any longer. She quickly pushed Aishi away, saying, that is right. I have never missed you, so please go back to your room. The door slammed shut. Aileen Na was despondent. What a selfish woman. In my previous life, I had hoped she would love me like other mothers did. Aileen Na remembered her mother's harsh scolding. What young lady does not bind her feet and wear a corset? Why are you the only one who is so out of place? You are completely useless. What hurt even more was that, in my previous life, foot binding and corsets caused me to fall gravely ill after I lost all my strength. Yet she only despised me for it. I cannot rely on that woman. I should rely on myself. Aileen Na opened a box, seemingly searching for something. Coins clinked. Holding the box full of money, she smiled with satisfaction. Tomorrow, once I bring the money over, I will have a home that belongs to me. Just then, her stomach growled. Aileen Na rubbed her belly. I am hungry. Time to eat. Aileen Na looked around, only to discover that the roast chicken and fish soup were gone. Looking at the lavish spread before her, she was delighted. Normally, the kitchen's food was quite plain. I did not expect such delicious dishes today. Aileen Na's eyes immediately lit up. Could that lecherous old man have come into money? Oh, there's even cheese and cake. Aileen Na tasted them and cried out, delicious. At the same time, a stomach growled in another room. Danny asked irritably, why has the food not been served yet? Lisa hurriedly reported, Lady Danny, this is bad. The food and pastries you ordered the kitchen to make were taken away by someone else. Danny was furious. I am eating to nourish 2 people now. Bring the female cook here. Lisa said, I asked. The cook said the 7th young lady probably took them. They did not dare provoke her, and they could not beat her either. Danny trembled with rage and shouted, her again. I have never offended her. Why does she always target me? Danny resented her deeply. If not for Aileen Na, I might already have entered the Marquis's manor instead of living with a perverted, lecherous old man. Danny ordered, go and bring the Viscount here. Tell him that I do not feel well. Yes. By then, Aileen Na had finished the entire table of food. She comfortably held her full belly and sighed. The food has been rather good lately. It looks like I can have another good meal tomorrow. Suddenly, a shout rang out. You wretch, get out here at once. Aileen Na was confused. She poked her head out of the window. Father, the Viscount was startled and blushed. Is it an illusion? This girl seems prettier and more refined now. Of course she does. She secretly ate so much good food. The Viscount composed himself, raised his cane, and yelled, you lowly creature, kneel down. Aileen Na asked, why does father want to beat me? As soon as she finished speaking, she reached out and snapped a nearby brick into pieces. The Viscount was horrified. You know Danny is pregnant, yet you stole her food. Is that something a noble like you should do? Aileen Na was stunned, but she retorted, what do you mean, her food? When I took it, I did not see her name written anywhere, and no one told me it was hers. Besides, father, do you not like that she is lively and has a slender figure? She could never finish all that food herself. I helped her finish it. Should she not be thanking me? The Viscount was speechless. You are talking nonsense, you brat. Aileen Na cheerfully replied, that is right, father. I should remind you of something. Aileen Na's expression turned cold. Most women who come from that kind of place are given drugs. I think father should determine whether the child in your new lover's belly is truly yours. Her words dealt the Viscount such a blow that he fainted. A short while later, the Viscount woke up and lay in bed groaning. That wretched girl has angered me to death. After examining him, Dr. Massey said, "It is nothing serious. Just try not to lose your temper so often." Then the Viscount suddenly remembered. "Right, my Danny is in the next room. Dr. Massey, check on the child in her belly. How is it?" Dr. Massey nodded. "All right." He then went to Danny's room to examine her. Danny asked, "Doctor, how is my child?" Dr. Massey answered directly, "Lady Danny, you know the condition of your health. This child cannot be kept for long. You should terminate the pregnancy as soon as possible." Danny was shocked. She touched her stomach sadly. "The child still cannot be kept." Dr. Massey explained, "The essential oils you regularly use contain toxins. Long-term use causes them to accumulate in the navel, and the poison has long seeped into your womb. Once you become pregnant, it will generally result in either a miscarriage or a malformed fetus." Tears streamed down Danny's beautiful face. She said sorrowfully, "I understand. Please prescribe the medicine for me." Danny's eyes suddenly turned vicious. "Since that is the case, I will use this child to gain the greatest possible benefit." An invitation card lay neatly on the table. Duchess Lon had once again invited Elena to Duke Lon's estate for tea. At the same time, Viscountess Pelusi was chattering as she comforted Caitlin. "Is all right. Tell Elena to take you to Duke Lon's estate and pave the way for you. You will be able to meet many influential people in the future." To boost her beautiful daughter's confidence, Viscountess Pelusi praised her. "My Caitlin has tiny feet and a slender waist. The Grand Duke will certainly take notice of you." Caitlin happily replied, "Yes, mother." Thinking of Elena, Caitlin sneered. "Compared to Elena's coarse figure, I am the true lady. In the end, those noble ladies will surely notice me." Suddenly, Lisa entered and reported, "Madam, the seventh young lady refuses to go to Duke Lon's estate. I cannot persuade her. If we say too much, she beats us. We cannot defeat her." Viscountess Pelusi was furious. "That little brat's wings have grown. She has become completely lawless." Caitlin gently advised her mother, "If seventh sister does not want to go, then let it be. Perhaps Duchess Lon will not invite her again next time." Viscountess Pelusi hesitated, but she knew this was a good opportunity to establish connections for her daughter. She only lacked an opportunity. Her expression turned vicious as she ordered, "Send word to Aishi. Tell her I want the pastry she makes, and have her come here this afternoon to prepare a whole table of them." She thought, if Elena refuses to obey, then her mother will suffer in her place. Then Viscountess Pelusi sat down and sighed. "What did the doctor say after examining Danny?" Lisa reported, "Danny believes what the doctor told her. He has always been the one treating her health, so naturally she does not suspect him." Viscountess Pelusi sneered. "She is merely a prostitute, yet she wants to become the Viscount's lover. Women truly can be cruel." Viscountess Pelusi hoped that Danny would personally kill the child in her womb. She asked, "You informed her of the seventh young lady's movements these past few days, correct?" Lisa replied, "I did as you instructed, madam. I heard that Danny has already taken people to block the seventh young lady's path." Viscountess Pelusi looked like a fisherman waiting to profit. Let the two of them fight like dogs. Meanwhile, in the courtyard of Viscount Pelusi's manor, Elena encountered Danny. Danny greeted her, "Seventh young lady." Elena casually remarked, "The new maid." Danny flew into a rage upon hearing that. The servant accompanying Danny shouted, "What nonsense are you saying? Lady Danny is currently the person Viscount Pelusi cherishes most." Elena pretended to be surprised. "Oh, his mistress?" The words "new mistress" pierced Danny's heart. Danny cursed inwardly. "You little bitch." Elena, though Danny hated her, she could do nothing but force a smile. "Where's the seventh young lady going?" Elena answered coldly, "To buy food." Danny asked, "Why not have one of your servants buy it? Why would you go yourself? Do you need to borrow a servant from me?" Elena turned away and refused. "I like doing things myself." As she watched Elena leave, a dark thought flashed through Danny's mind. Danny reached out and placed a hand on Elena's shoulder. "Seventh young lady, help me." Elena impatiently shook her off. "Let go." A scream rang out. Elena turned around in surprise and saw Danny sprawled on the ground. The servant rushed over in panic. "Lady Danny, are you all right?" Danny immediately writhed in pain. My stomach." Elena was confused. Is she insane? Is she using the child in her womb to frame me? Thinking quickly, Elena stepped back to a safe distance and asked, "Lady Danny, what are you doing? Why did you suddenly fall for no reason? What terrible luck." Elena seized the chance to shift the blame. How do you serve your mistress? The two of you stared blankly as Ailey Na berated them. The servant recovered and challenged her. Seventh young lady, the child in Lady Danny's womb is your own younger sibling. How could you harm the two of them and then blame me? Seventh young lady, you are far too cruel. Danny put on a show of crocodile tears. Seventh young lady, I beg you. If you dislike me, you can beat or scold me, but do not harm my child. The servant anxiously said, Lady Danny, I will fetch a doctor. Please wait for me. Eiding aside in admiration, as expected of a lady from that kind of place. You really know how to act. The two of them were struck where it hurt and looked startled. Aidina waved goodbye. Go on acting. I'm going out to buy food. Danny stared after her with her mouth hanging open. She's just leaving like that? Danny's face was filled with pain. I only needed to pin the blame on Ailina. She would surely be frightened out of her wits, and I even had a servant to testify for me. Once I miscarried, Ailina and her mother would be finished, and the Viscount would pity me even more. Danny regretted it, but thought it is fine. She is only an unfavored daughter. It will not be difficult to blame her. Suddenly, waves of stabbing pain struck Danny. She screamed, help, save me. Danny was soon lying in bed. The servant reported to Viscountess Pelusi, just now, Lady Danny encountered the seventh young lady on the road. For some reason, the seventh young lady kicked Lady Danny. I am afraid the child in her womb cannot be saved. Viscountess Pelusi cursed. That crazy little brat. Then she ordered, use my name to summon the best doctor. Secretly, Viscountess Pelusi was delighted. It worked. The child is dead, and Ailey now will be dealt with as well. Danny woke up and heard the doctor say, this young lady has miscarried. Her body has suffered severe damage, and I am afraid she will be unable to conceive again. Danny burst into tears and sobbed. Madam, it was all because of the seventh young lady. Why would she do this? Viscountess Pelusi held Danny's hand and comforted her. Focus on recovering your health. I will see that justice is done for you. Danny was startled. Thank you, madam. After leaving the room, Viscountess Pelusi disgustedly wiped her hand. She ordered, send someone to bring the seventh young lady back. Yes, madam. Outside the city, Ailina took a bite of cake and thought, I had intended to buy the house quickly and leave the city, but Danny's scheme has delayed me. She sighed. If Lady Danny had miscarried, then with that old man's muddle-headed temperament, this would become troublesome. Suddenly, hoofbeats sounded. A group of riders passed by, and a man dismounted, cornering a young woman. The girl cried out, help, don't come any closer. The man spoke teasingly as he gripped her chin. As expected, the young ladies of the Ducknalatus kingdom are so soft. The girl pleaded, my lords, please spare me. Please. He showed no tenderness, shoving the girl to the ground. What are you screaming for? Everyone in your Ducknalatus kingdom is a coward. I snatched you right off the main road, yet no one dared stand up for you. A young man was about to intervene when his mother stopped him. Do you want to die? Those are envoys from Lon. Going over there won't save anyone. It'll only get you killed. Heidi now was furious. Lon's envoys dare behave so outrageously in my country. Mocking laughter rang out. Look, girl, no one dares save you. Is there even a single man brave enough to step forward? Ha ha ha. The girl screamed as he tore her clothes. He sneered. The men of the Ducknalatus kingdom are all useless cowards. Ailina clenched her fists, making them crack. Suddenly, a young man shouted, let her go. The crowd gradually parted, and Ailina was surprised. It was him. Teasir stepped forward and shouted, release that young lady. The Lon envoy approached him disdainfully. You think a milk-faced brat like you can stop me? He laughed loudly and said to his subordinates, are all the men of the Ducknalatus kingdom dead? How laughable. Look, that brat thinks he's some kind of savior. The Lon envoy grabbed Teasir by the chin and mocked him. You look more like a girl. Why don't you take her place? Teasir gritted his teeth in anger. Before the man could finish, he charged forward and rammed his head into the man's stomach, knocking him to the ground. Teasir shouted to the girl, run. The Lon envoy quickly got up, grabbed Teasir by the collar, and lifted him into the air. You little bastard. Are you looking to die? Then he punched Teasir hard in the face. Teasir was not afraid. He resolutely retorted, a scum like you only knows how to bully women and children. I despise you. The tall Lon envoy raised his hand furiously. Then go die, you little bastard. Suddenly, a small hand pinched his waist. He cried out, let go, let go. It was Ailina. She used her strength to fling the envoy backward. The bystanders burst into chatter. Wow, that little girl threw him. Teasir coughed a few times and looked at Ailina in confusion. She stood in front of him, shielding him. He thought blankly. Is that young lady Elena? Elena stepped on the lawn envoy and said, "It isn't that our Ducknalatus kingdom has no men." She continued contemptuously, "It's that we don't wish to deal with beasts like you as human beings. You are not worthy." Another man on horseback frowned and threatened her. "Brat, do you know what you're saying? Elena sneered. "Can't you understand? I'm insulting you. Truly a country of beasts. Every one of you is stupid beyond belief." The man grew enraged at her words. "Bitch," he pointed at her and threatened. "You little brat, I'll beat you to death." He dismounted and walked toward her. Elena charged forward and kicked him hard in the stomach. "Today, this young lady will teach you how to behave like a human being." Teaser watched everything she had done in astonishment. Are all noble young ladies in this world this formidable? She is completely unlike the information I was given. The battered man asked cautiously, "Who are you? State your name." Elena cracked her knuckles smugly. "Prick up those unevolved ears and listen carefully. I am the seventh young lady of Viscount Pelusi's manor, a princess of the Ducknalatus kingdom." The battered man still tried to threaten her. "Do you know who I—" Before he could finish, Elena's small yet powerful hand slapped him across the face. This slap teaches you to be polite when you are in another country. Another slap made him spit blood. This slap teaches you to respect women. Then came one more, and this slap tells you never to underestimate others. Teaser stood by and watched, secretly admiring her. "She's incredible." The man's face was swollen and bruised. The onlookers were delighted. "He's been beaten into a pig's head." The man roared furiously. "Tie her up." Teaser rushed forward anxiously. "Damn it, they're all coming at once." He drew his sword and ran in front of her. This time, Teaser stood in front of Elena, protecting her. "You must not hurt her. She is a princess and a daughter of the Ducknalatus kingdom. She is one of our people, and we will not allow you to harm her." Elena saw that his hands were trembling in fear, yet he still stood in front of her. "This guy is clearly terrified, but he is still protecting me." After hearing Teaser's words, the bystanders finally began to speak up. "That's right. This is the Ducknalatus kingdom. We must protect our brothers and sisters." Seeing this, the lawn knights left. "Let's go. Once I meet your Grand Duke, I'll settle this with you." The crowd gradually dispersed, leaving only Elena and Teaser. They spoke at the same time. Elena said, "Thank you for earlier." Teaser said, "You were very brave." They both laughed. Teaser politely placed a hand over his chest and bowed slightly. "Young Lady Elena, may I escort you home?" She nodded gently. All right." She assessed him silently. "Although this guy can't fight, he is very brave." When they arrived, Elena said, "All right, I'm home." "Thank you." Teaser pondered. "If I keep a good relationship with the princess, I will surely find the empress soon." Elena entered through the gate. Connie and a maid behind her reached out to seize her. Sensing something was wrong, Elena swiftly dodged away and shouted, "What are you doing?" A net suddenly fell over her before she could avoid it. Elena struggled inside the net and demanded, "Did Madam send you?" Connie did not answer her. She only said, "Seventh young lady, if you are obedient, you will suffer less." Then she told the people beside her, "Take her to the Viscount and Viscountess." Elena was bound with her hands behind her back and led away. As she reached the door, a servant announced, "My Lord Viscount, the seventh young lady has arrived." Inside, Viscount Pelusi had already raised a whip at Elena. "You wretch!" Still tied up, Elena nimbly dodged his blow and said, "Father, why are you so angry?" Viscount Pelusi snapped, "You still have a nerve to ask? How dare you push Lady Danny down and cause her miscarriage? Kneel!" Elena replied forcefully, "Even a judge must first hear the accused. A verdict requires witnesses. Why are you condemning me based solely on one side's words, Father?" Viscount Pelusi would not listen. He stubbornly blamed her. "The child in her womb is gone, and you still accuse her? You wicked girl." Viscountess Pelusi sat behind him with a smug expression, though she pretended to sigh. "Elena, how could you be so cruel as to kill the child in her womb? That child would have been your younger brother or sister." Elena frowned. She said it, and you simply believed her? She angrily snapped the rope binding her and said, "Then if I said she stole something from me, would you believe that too?" The Viscount and Viscountess both cried out in fright. What are you doing?" The Viscountess panicked. "I forgot this little girl is as strong as an ox." Elena rubbed her bound wrists and said, "Who knows what happened to her pregnancy? She carelessly miscarried and then blamed me for it. She pretended to be hurt, tears filling her eyes. I never expected father and mother to refuse to believe me." Elena swears, "If I caused Lady Danny's miscarriage, may I be torn into 1,000 pieces and die a miserable death." Both Viscount Pelusi and the Viscountess were stunned. Such a vicious oath. Elena raised her hand to prove her innocence. "Gods above, bear witness. Lady Danny's miscarriage was not caused by me. I ask the gods to restore my innocence and send down divine lightning to reveal the true culprit." Viscountess Pelusi spoke nervously. "What nonsense are you saying? If it wasn't you, then it wasn't you. Why make such a vicious oath?" Suddenly, thunder rumbled outside, plunging the entire room into darkness. Everyone was startled. Viscount Pelusi ordered, "Quickly light the candles." Viscountess Pelusi looked anxiously out the window. "Impossible. Elena is only an ordinary person. How could her oath come true? It must be a coincidence." Suddenly, lightning struck the Viscountess directly, making her cry out in pain. Viscount Pelusi was so frightened that he could barely stand. Cries also sounded from outside. "Seventh young lady!" Viscount Pelusi was startled. "Who is screaming outside?" A servant rushed in to report, "My lord, this is terrible. Lady Danny was struck by lightning and killed." Viscount Pelusi panicked. "What?" Even Elena was stunned. "I only wanted to scare them. I didn't expect real lightning to strike." She looked at Viscountess Pelusi, who lay twitching on the floor. It seems the Viscountess is involved in this. After a while, the dark clouds gradually dispersed, and everyone cried out joyfully, "It has stopped. The sky is bright again." Lady Danny and the Viscountess had both been struck by lightning and lay motionless on the ground, smoke rising from their bodies and their hair standing on end. Elena grabbed Viscount Pelusi as he tried to leave. "Father, look. Lady Danny was not harmed by me." He trembled in terror. "Let go of me. I am scared." "It wasn't you. It wasn't you. I believe you. It absolutely wasn't you." While the father and daughter struggled, the butler came in to report, "My lord, something terrible has happened. The governor has come to arrest the 7th young lady." Governor Tamper stood outside with his soldiers and declared, "Viscount Pelusi, by order of His Majesty the Emperor, I have come to arrest the 7th young lady. Hand her over at once." Viscount Pelusi asked, "Governor, what crime has Elena committed that His Majesty has ordered her arrest?" Governor Tamper answered sternly, "The 7th young lady of your manor is exceedingly bold. She dared to assault a lawn knight on the street. He accused her before His Majesty, and His Majesty is greatly enraged." Viscount Pelusi first said to the governor, "Impossible," then turned to Elena and said, "Have you lost your mind? You even dared to strike a lawn knight." Elena replied fearlessly, "They harassed our people and insulted our kingdom. What is wrong with me teaching them a lesson? I merely did what every citizen of the Ducknolatus kingdom should do. Save those words for His Majesty." The soldiers looked somewhat hesitant as they faced Elena, but the governor immediately gave the order. "Guards, bind her." Elena said, "There's no need. I will go with you to see His Majesty." Viscount Pelusi suddenly called out, "Elena, wait." She was surprised. "Does that old man actually know how to worry about me?" He pointed at her and shouted, "You must make it clear to His Majesty that you acted alone. It has nothing to do with our Viscount's manor." Elena cursed him inwardly. "Heartless bastard." Then she said, "Rest assured, father, I will bear responsibility for my own actions. I absolutely will not implicate anyone else." After she left through the gate, Viscount Pelusi ordered, "Close the gates quickly." We do not know that cursed thing. As she was escorted away, the surrounding citizens talked among themselves. "That's the young lady who taught those lawn knights a lesson. She may be young, but she is very brave. I saw her beat that knight with my own eyes. It was so satisfying." Suddenly, Elena saw a crowd sobbing nearby. Looking closely, she saw a coffin. She heard people discussing it. That young lady would rather die than suffer humiliation. She had clearly escaped the demon's clutches, but after returning home, she took her own life. How tragic. If that lawn knight had not harassed her, no one would have told her to go outside. If she had simply stayed home and fulfilled her duties, none of this would have happened. Elena felt sorrowful. The dead girl is the one I saved. I risked injury to save her, but in less than half a day, she is dead. She thought deeply. Then did what I did have any meaning? She died anyway. But if I had not saved her and she had been taken away by the Lawn Knight, might she have escaped this fate instead? The governor beside her seemed to read her thoughts. Do not overthink it. These people only know empty righteousness. They do not have even a shred of humanity. Ali Na asked him, Governor, do you have a daughter? Governor Tamper answered, I have one daughter. She is only 3 years old. Ali Na said seriously, if your daughter, if she encountered something like this, would you want her to? She left the sentence unfinished. Understanding her meaning, the governor answered, my daughter is the treasure I cherish. I would never sacrifice her life for such nonsense. At worst, I would support her for the rest of her life. Ali Na smiled bitterly. You are a good father. I don't hate you as much now. Someone's bitter complaint sounded from nearby. I risked my life fighting on the battlefield, while those bastards in court risked their lives flattering everyone from lawn. What did I risk my life for in the end? Meanwhile, at Viscount Pelusi's manor, Viscount Pelusi strode about with a furious expression, his expensive leather shoes clicking against the floor. Click, click. Viscountess Pelusi, who had previously been struck by lightning, was now seated and applying green ointment all over her face. She turned and asked, Why have you come here, my lord? Viscount Pelusi recoiled in fright. The Viscountess hurriedly said, I'm applying medicine. Could you leave first and let me tidy myself up? Afterward, the two sat down to talk. Viscount Pelusi spoke first. Tell me, what really happened with Lady Danny's miscarriage? Tears welled in her eyes as she replied, How could you think that of me, my lord? If I had done such an inhumane thing, would the Viscount's manor have so many children? He questioned her. Then why were you struck by lightning that day? Viscountess Pelusi avoided his gaze. Who knows what sorcery Ali Na used to summon heavenly lightning? She obviously has a grudge against me. Viscount Pelusi rubbed his temples and replied tiredly, How could Ali Na possibly command the heavens to send down lightning? Viscountess Pelusi changed the subject. Speaking of Ali Na, think about it. Her conduct has been abnormal lately. Before, she obeyed whatever she was told, was timid, and never even dared raise her voice. Viscount Pelusi seemed to realize something from her words and frowned in thought. Taking advantage of this, she added, and that strange strength of hers. I think she has been possessed by an evil spirit. Viscount Pelusi stood up and refuted her. Ali Na's strength is hereditary. Princess Fulak was also extraordinarily strong. Without that princess, there would be no dynasty today. Viscountess Pelusi froze. I forgot about Princess Fulak. Then I can't blame everything on Ali Na. She quickly added, Now that you mention it, Ali Na has grown to look rather like the princess. Viscount Pelusi did not respond, lost in thought. It is normal for descendants to resemble their ancestors, but Ali Na's bearing and strength. Legend says Princess Fulak was bold and free-spirited. She does feel rather similar to Ali Na now. He suddenly stood up, making a startled deduction. She dared fight lawn knights in the street, and she can even summon heavenly lightning. Could Ali Na be the reincarnation of Princess Fulak? Ali Na was brought to a noisy hall. The hem of her long dress brushed the floor with a soft rustle. Suddenly, someone called out, We meet again, little miss. Ali Na looked over. It was the lawn knight. He sneered. It took you so long just to arrest one person. The knights of the Ducknolatus kingdom are truly useless. Emperor Pelusi replied calmly. The streets were crowded, so they may have moved a little slowly. We have kept you waiting. The lawn knight ignored him and continued mocking them. A little girl from the Ducknolatus kingdom dared openly attack a lawn knight on the street. That proves the Ducknolatus kingdom harbors disloyal intentions. The emperor denied it outright. Absolutely not. He smiled gently in an attempt to smooth things over. The Ducknolatus kingdom and Lon have always been friendly neighbors. The friendship between our two nations will endure forever. Then he ordered, Bring that little girl who knows neither her place nor her station forward. Ali Na walked forward alone. When the emperor saw her, he was surprised. The one who attacked a lawn knight in the street is such a frail little girl. The lawn knight stared at her smugly. Little brat, you dared offend me. Just wait for your punishment. First, I'll have you beaten and humiliated, then take you back to lawn and make you my slave girl. The people in the hall began to whisper among themselves. How could such a tiny, pitiful little girl possibly have beaten a lawn knight? Could it be that Lon is using this as an excuse to demand our resources? Emperor Pelusi stared at her. How could a beautiful little girl, as lovely as jade and like an angel descended from heaven, have beaten a lawn knight so so badly. He recalled the portrait of Princess Falala he had once seen. Rather than an angel, the child looked even more like the princess in that painting. Though she had not yet grown up, her eyes and brows already resembled hers greatly. If she matured then, he spoke up and asked, "Are you the seventh daughter of Viscount Pelusi?" Elina bowed. "Greetings, Your Majesty. I am Elina Pelusi." The emperor's eyes lit up, and he silently cried in his heart, "How adorable!" Seeing this, the Lawn Knight angrily coughed to remind him. Returning to his senses, the emperor continued, "Elina, the Lawn envoy came to strengthen the friendship between our two countries. We should have treated them warmly. How could you attack them in the street?" Elina asked in return. "Your Majesty, the Lawn Knight said that I attacked them?" Once again distracted by her cuteness, the emperor blushed and answered, "That is correct." The Lawn Knight shouted, "Look at my injuries." Elina pretended to collapse, tears brimming in her eyes as she sobbed. "Boo-hoo! How terrifying! Your Majesty, I am only 7 years old. I'm not even tall enough to reach a Lawn Knight's waist. How could I possibly have beaten an entire squad of Lawn Knights?" The people in the hall agreed. "Exactly. This young noble lady is only a little girl. How could a little girl beat a Lawn Knight accompanied by guards?" Elina slapped the ground, tears streaming down her face, and shouted, "If someone like me could defeat Lawn Knights, then Lawn would have been wiped out by us long ago. How could they possibly swagger around and flaunt their power before us like this?" The ministers standing nearby all nodded in agreement. That's right. This is exactly what it means when the wicked accuse others first." Elina stood up, wearing a pitiful expression as she addressed the knight. "If your envoy has some scheme against our Ducknolatus kingdom, just say it openly. Why slander a little girl like me?" The knight was left speechless. What a cunning brat. Then he pointed at her and shouted, "You really are cunning. Many people witnessed you beating me that day." Elina retorted, "Your guards witnessed it. You are all from Lawn, so naturally you would cover for one another." The knight became furious. Many people in the Ducknolatus kingdom saw it too. Wiping her tears, she replied firmly, "The people only saw you running wild through the streets and harassing a young woman." Then she stood and continued angrily, "It was precisely because of your arrogance and disrespect that girl took her own life. Not only do you refuse to reflect on your actions, you even blame me for attacking you. Aren't you ashamed to say that? Don't you feel embarrassed? Listen, the cries of that girl are right beside your ear. Aren't you afraid of retribution?" The knight's face turned pale, and he could not utter a word. Elina continued forcefully, "When our Ducknolatus kingdom was first founded, we were like brothers with Lawn. Lawn was weak then, yet we did not bully you because we were stronger. On the contrary, we supported you. We raised an ungrateful wretch, and now that you have powerful troops, you repeatedly provoke our nation, repaying kindness with hatred. You are contemptible to the bone." The knight trembled with rage, thinking, "What a sharp-tongued little bitch." Unable to respond, he turned to the emperor. "To insult Lawn like this, is this your Majesty's position?" The emperor hurriedly denied it. No, of course not." Elina's gaze turned cold. "Your Majesty, as a princess of the realm, there is something I must say. Your Majesty is the ruler of the Ducknolatus kingdom and should stand up for the people. How can you listen only to the Lawn envoy's side and condemn me? Or is the Ducknolatus kingdom about to become Lawn?" Emperor Pelusi angrily slapped his chair. "Elina, you are truly audacious." Elina gave a faint smile. "Was I wrong? Everyone present in this hall, do you not wish for our people to have enough food and clothing and not be oppressed by others? Then what are you all doing now?" Everyone looked at Elina with conflicted, worried expressions. Then she solemnly raised her voice. "You feast and dance every day, refusing to improve yourselves, while our nation grows weaker by the day. You do not dare face powerful enemies, and instead make your own people suffer like slaves. Aren't you ashamed?" Emperor Pelusi's face reddened with fury as he shouted, "You rude little brat," the Lawn Knight asked. "Since this little girl is so unruly, Your Majesty, would you permit me to bring her back to Lawn and teach her some manners?" Hearing that, Elina replied disdainfully, "I would not mind charging straight into the walls of your Lawn city." Furthermore, the seventh imperial ancestor decreed that no princess may be sent to another country, nor may she be executed. Does your Majesty intend to defy the will of our ancestors? Emperor Pelusi looked furious as he thought, "This girl is truly bold. If she were a boy, her future would be brilliant. What a pity." Seeing the emperor's expression, Elina thought, "That should be enough. I cannot push him too far." She then pretended to cry and said, "Your Majesty may punish me, but please do not announce that I was punished for assaulting an envoy." She put on a pitiful, remorseful face. "Just say that I do not understand proper etiquette and was punished for it." Emperor Pelusi looked at her suspiciously and asked, "Why say that?" She looked so aggrieved that she seemed on the verge of tears. "I did not want the people to lose their fighting spirit." Her words seemed to pierce the ministers' hearts, leaving everyone stunned in silence. It was as though an invisible bell had tolled. Hearing her, Emperor Pelusi's face flushed red with anger. "You!" But Elena immediately looked at him with a tense expression before he could finish. Her expression made him press his lips together. Finally, he helplessly ordered, "Lock Elena in the women's prison and have her reflect on her actions." At those words, delight flashed across Elena's face. She thought she had won completely. But then she thought, this is far from enough. Turning around firmly, she declared, "I will walk there myself." At that moment, the knight interrupted, "Wait." He gave a lewd smile and said, "Elena, look at you. You are about to be locked in prison. No matter how capable you are, you will still have to sit obediently in a cell. Why not come with me instead? I will cherish you." Before he could finish, a sharp whoosh sounded. A foot struck the knight across the face, sending blood spraying as he flew backward. Everyone was shocked, then burst into laughter at the sight, mocking him openly. Elena pretended to be innocent and asked, "Oh dear, honored envoy, how did you accidentally fall down like that?" Then she calmly turned and followed the two knights outside, ignoring the envoy's curses behind her. "You insolent little brat, you will not stay arrogant for long." As she walked out, she still heard someone behind her saying, "She is only a little girl, envoy. Do not be so angry. I will give you 10 beautiful women and guarantee your satisfaction. A little girl cannot compare to mature beauties. I will choose them from among the nobility." Hearing that, Elena puffed out her cheeks, which turned red like buns, and shouted, "Are these what the men of the Ducknolatus kingdom are like? Unable to stand tall, and when trouble comes, they place the blame on women." She continued to shout loudly, "Though I am about to be imprisoned, I, Elena, am innocent." Hearing her yelling outside, Emperor Pelusi angrily pointed at her and roared, "Shut her mouth at once." The knights stepped forward at his command, but Elena flung their hand away. "Do not touch me." Then she shouted toward Emperor Pelusi again, "Heaven has eyes, and the people know the truth. If you silence me, I will smash my head against the wall and die right here." Then she turned to the gathered nobles and yelled, "When I meet the late emperor and the grand princess, I will tell them that you cannot even protect a princess of the realm, let alone the common people." Emperor Pelusi trembled with rage and immediately gave another order. "Throw her into prison at once. Teach her how to behave." Elena thought, it was this useless emperor who left me wandering in my past life until I was ultimately beheaded. Yet she said aloud, "I have a clear conscience. I can live well wherever I go. Thank you for your majesty's reward." Having endured so much suffering, would she fear being locked in prison? Hearing Elena's words, the jailer behind her looked at her and thought, "Young Lady Elena is right. We are too weak." The scene shifted to the prison. The scarred-eyed warden, Rulak, stared at Elena for a while and asked, "You are Elena?" Holding her growling stomach, she answered, Hearing it rumble, the warden turned to someone behind him and said, "Bring her some food." Elena looked at the warden in confusion. "Why do you care about me? Surely His Majesty wants to see me suffer, right?" The warden answered seriously, "I have a daughter too." He led Elena into a cell. "Go in." Then he slammed the door shut. Suddenly, someone looked at Elena and said, "Hey, newcomer." He held out his hand in a gesture for money. "You know the rules, right?" Elena innocently asked, "You want money?" The man smiled. "If you want to live peacefully here, you have to listen to me." Elena answered innocently, "But I do not have any money." The man bristled in anger. "You little brat, are you playing me?" Then he shouted, "No one is allowed to feed her. Let her starve for a few days, so she learns her lesson." Elena's face darkened. "No food." She forcefully grabbed the man by the collar and slammed him against the iron bars. "That will not do." Unable to breathe, he trembled and cried, "Help! Help!" Elena punched the wall with a loud bang, then smiled sweetly and asked, "Can I have food now?" Only 10 minutes later, food was brought to her. As Elena ate, she thought, wouldn't it have been better to bring the food sooner? What was the point of all that nonsense? While chewing on a chicken leg, she suddenly heard rustling behind her. Then a pair of eyes appeared, whispering, "Young Lady Elena." She warily stepped back, a pair of eyes floating in the darkness. The voice became more urgent. "It really is you, young lady Elena." A dark-skinned woman in another straw-filled cell had tears in her eyes as she introduced herself. "Iam Luna. We met before at Tizir's house." Elena looked at the woman suspiciously. "Tizir's house? Is it you? Why are you in prison here too?" Tears fell from Luna's eyes as she clung to the bars and explained. "Before, my mother-in-law told me to steal something. When the Campbell family came looking for the culprit, she pushed me out to take the blame." Luna collapsed and wept. "She told my husband to divorce me, then had the investigators arrest me. How could they treat me this way? My father once showed them kindness, and I brought so much dowry into their family." Luna kraïf harder. "Boo-hoo." Elena comforted her. "Do not cry anymore. It is better that you saw their true faces early, rather than dying without ever knowing them." The maid revealed her thoughts. "I thought that if I treated my husband well and gave his family a little more money, they would keep me. Who knew they would be so cruel as to send me to prison?" Elena asked, "Do you intend to keep crying over that trash? If so, then shut up. It is irritating." Luna asked curiously, "How did you get in here?" Elena explained, "I taught a law knight a lesson for openly harassing girls in broad daylight. The emperor cannot afford to offend Lon, so he used me to vent his anger and locked me in here." The maid was startled. "I was imprisoned for theft, but what did you do wrong, young lady? When people from Lon bully us, should we not fight back?" Silence fell over the cell. Luna sadly concluded, "It is because our empire is too weak." Elena quietly replied, "The men of our Ducnolatus kingdom only know how to drink and chase women. How could they possibly have any ambition left?" Trembling, Luna added, "The men are useless, yet they expect women to bear the consequences." Elena spoke firmly. "If men are useless, then we must strive for ourselves. Once we become stronger than them, we will not have to fear anyone. At that time, who would dare do anything to us?" Luna gasped in fear. "Oh heavens, young lady, how can you think like that?" Elena shouted angrily. "Then how should I think? Should I offer myself to those men and let them exploit me to the bone, like you are doing now?" Luna was frightened by her fierceness and stammered, "But that is not right." Suddenly, a metallic clang sounded, and someone called, "Luna, come out." The maid turned toward the sound. Luna hurriedly got to her feet. "Is my husband here to take me home?" The man did not answer. Instead, he roughly grabbed Luna's arm and dragged her toward the next cell. She screamed in fear. "Why are you changing my cell for no reason? It hurts." Seeing this, Elena anxiously called, "Luna." The two men did not wait for her to say anything else before dragging Luna away. "Enough talking." After the three of them left, footsteps echoed through the prison. Two people stood before Elena's cell. A man wearing yellow robes said, "Lord Fred, this way, please." Seeing a fat man enter the women's prison, Elena wondered, how can a man enter the women's prison? Then the lowly man continued, making her heart sink. "We have received several fine new goods in the prison these past few days. I guarantee they will satisfy you." The fat man replied, "What fine goods?" "I will take a look shortly." Another voice added, a young woman with wheat-colored skin. "You have never tried one before, have you?" Elena seemed to understand something. Then she realized in shock that it was Luna's voice. In the adjacent cell, Luna fearfully tried to drive Fred away. "What are you doing? Get out." Fred gave a twisted, approving smile. "That wheat-colored complexion really is lovely." He lunged forward and grabbed Luna in his arms. In a sleazy tone, he said, "I pity you for being so lonely, so I came especially to keep you company." Luna screamed in terror, "Why, you let go of me." His wandering hands tore open Luna's clothes, and he said crudely, "Do not worry. I will definitely make you feel good." Luna's screams rang out as she clawed at Lord Fred's face, drawing blood. She pleaded with the other man beyond the bars. "Save me. Please save me." The guard laughed. "Do not blame me. Your husband and his mother paid me well to give you a proper welcome, preferably one that leaves you dead in here." Lord Fred angrily seized Luna by the hair and cursed, "You bitch! You dared scratch me." The maid screamed in agony. Slapping sounds followed, along with the sound of fabric tearing. Luna's desperate pleas grew louder. "Do not. Let me go. I am begging you." Watching from the other side, Elena sensed that something was wrong. She thought, none of the female prisoners are reacting. They must have seen this many times before. What Luna is suffering now has surely happened to all of them. Lord Fred sneered, pretending to be some chaste, virtuous woman. "If you were really respectable, why would you have committed a crime?" Luna's face was bruised and swollen. She begged, "Please do not. I was framed." Ignoring her words, he tore at her clothes again. I do not care whether you are framed or not. Once you are in here, you will obediently endure it. Suddenly, a loud crash drew the guard's attention. Elena had pulled apart 2 iron bars, leaving a gap wide enough for her to pass through. The guard asked in horror, "Why you? What are you doing? Do not do anything reckless." Elena covered his mouth. "Keep quiet." In the next cell, Fred also noticed the commotion. "What was that sound just now?" A voice answered, "The sound of your death." Elena rushed forward and punched Fred, smashing his back against the wall. She repeatedly stomped on him and cursed. "You are worse than an animal." Blood spilled from his mouth. He gritted his teeth and tried to say something. Elena slammed his head against the ground with a crash and shouted, "What do you mean? Yes, I am beating you." Then she said, "Even if the girls here committed crimes, they're not people you have the right to humiliate. As long as I remain here, I will not allow people like you into the women's cells. If one comes in, I will beat one. If 2 come in, I will beat both." Lord Fred stammered in fear. "Why you? What do you want?" The other man screamed fearfully, "What do you want?" Elena picked up their money pouch and jewelry. "You can scream all you want." Then she kicked Fred out. "Get lost." Elena threatened the 2 men. "Bring me some pens and paints." One of them paled and asked, What do you want to do now?" He thought to himself, "What kind of reincarnated female demon is this?" Elena replied, "Nothing. I just want to find a little artistic inspiration." The sound of scratching filled the silent room. Elena continued drawing diligently, paying no attention to her surroundings. She raised the paper and said, "I'm done." The 2 men were startled. This is. Each page showed a woman in a nightgown posed in an exceptionally alluring manner. The 2 men stared at the drawings, their faces flushing red. How could this noble young lady know how to draw such scandalous portraits? Elena ordered, "Take these drawings. Based on what you 2 did before, lure those wealthy men with wicked intentions here." They gaped at her. "Why, young lady, you mean?" They wondered, "This can't be what we think it is, can it?" Elena said, "Don't they have money? If they dare to force themselves on female prisoners, then even if we rob them, they won't dare say a word about it, right?" One man asked, "Why we?" "Clearly, it's you, young lady." Before he could finish, Elena punched the wall hard. Elena demanded fiercely, "Why wouldn't it be all of us together?" Terrified, they replied, "Why, yes, all of us." Satisfied, she tossed out some money. "This is for you." Elena said, "Don't worry. Do a good job, and you'll get a share of the money we make." Then she ordered, "Now go get me a mattress. A new one." They hurried away. She lay comfortably on the mattress, with a vase of flowers beside her and a plate of snacks nearby. Elena said to Luna, "You haven't eaten all day. Have something too." The maid was startled. Yes." Luna hesitated before asking, "Seventh young lady, will telling the prison guards to do this cause you trouble? My father actually left me a great deal of wealth. If you need it, you can take it after we get out." Elena frowned at once. "You don't even care about your inheritance anymore? What do you want to do?" Luna whipped. "What meaning is there in living? I've lost everything. My reputation, my husband, my innocence. I might as well die." Elena immediately slapped Luna. The maid stared blankly. Elena said, "You're your father's only daughter. He left you so much property because he hoped you would live well. But what about you?" She angrily scolded her. "You want to die over a man who is worse than trash? Do you think that makes you worthy of everything your father did for you?" At the mention of her father, Luna's eyes filled with tears. Elena thought, "Even in my previous life, in my most miserable, I still wanted to live well. Even when I was ultimately killed, I fought with everything I had." She asked, "Your father worried himself sick over you, yet you treat your own life so lightly?" As she spoke, Elena slapped Luna's cheeks repeatedly. "That couple wronged you, so think of a way to get revenge. What good is dying? You aren't even afraid of death. So are you really afraid of the people who harmed you? At the very least, you had your father's love. That is something truly enviable." Luna asked, "You envy me? You are a princess from a prestigious royal family, living a life of incomparable nobility." Elena asked, "A princess? A princess like this?" In their eyes, I'm merely an object to be traded away for benefits or sacrificed at any time. For all these years, countless girls have been like this. Don't you understand? With tears in her eyes, Elena said, "That's why I truly envy you." Luna fell silent, saddened. Seventh young lady. Elena wiped away her tears forcefully. "Your father raised you so well. Can you truly bear to let him down? If you're willing to betray the only person who ever loved you and die because of those who hurt you, then I might as well kill you right now." Luna cried and begged, "No, father, I was wrong. I'll keep living well for you." Elena handed her some food. "Eat." The maid wiped her tears away, then began devouring the food ravenously. Meanwhile, in the city, people were talking. "Have you heard? The seventh young lady of Viscount Pelusi's family was thrown into the imperial prison by the emperor for beating a knight from Lawn." Teaser froze when he heard this. He thought that noble young lady was imprisoned. He angrily thought, using a little girl to appease Lawn's anger. This dynasty is truly beyond saving. At the prison, Teaser approached a jailer. "Greetings," the jailer asked. "What does a student of the church want?" Teaser offered him a pouch of money. "Please accept this. I want to see a friend. Please help me." Teaser entered the prison and looked around. He thought, in an environment like this, a young lady who has been pampered since childhood. Elena heard footsteps approaching her cell and turned to look. Teaser called out anxiously, "Lady Elena." Looking into the cell, he said, "This prison of yours." He thought, "It's actually rather comfortable." Elena looked directly at Teaser and asked curiously, "Why are you here?" Teaser passed a bundle through the bars. "I heard outside that you had been imprisoned, so I came to see how you were doing." He lowered his voice. "These are some pastries for you." Elena happily accepted them. "Quite a few people know I'm in prison, but you're the first person to visit me." Suddenly, Teaser declared loudly, "What you did was righteous and not wrong at all. You should not have suffered this. Don't worry, I'll definitely find a way to get you out." Hearing that, Elena looked at him in surprise. Luna, who was in prison with her, was also taken aback. Elena smiled faintly. "Thank you." She and Teaser looked at each other through the bars. She thought, he is the first person to visit me, and the only one who said he wanted to save me. Whether he succeeds or not, I'm still very happy. At the same time, Caitlin sat on her bed at the Campbell ducal estate. She sobbed, then suddenly cried out, "Mother, it hurts so much." Caitlin turned to her mother, trembling as she asked, "I can't endure it anymore. Why am I still in pain? Didn't the mage say that our fates had been exchanged?" Her mother comforted her. "My dear, the doctor will be here soon." Then she wondered, why is Caitlin still suffering? Did the spell fail to work completely? A maid suddenly rushed in, followed by a bespectacled man. She quickly announced, "Madam, the doctor has arrived." The Duchess hurriedly said, "Let him in at once." Pale-faced, Caitlin lay on the bed, panting with difficulty. The doctor examined her and offered his conclusion. "The young lady has no illness. Her initial rapid heartbeat has already been cured. But this pain, I truly lack the skill to diagnose its cause." Campbell suddenly turned and shouted at him, "You can't find anything at all? Then what do we hire you for?" The doctor jumped in fright. Then he concluded, "Perhaps someone has used dark magic." Hearing this, Caitlin clenched the curtain tightly and cried out in agony. "That's right, dark magic." She turned to her mother. "Mother, hurry and find the mage. I'm going to die from the pain." Campbell anxiously replied, All right, all right." The scene returned to the women's prison. Elena was writing something in her cell when something unexpected happened. Elena turned around just as the cord around her neck snapped and fell to the floor. Luna looked at it curiously. "Isn't this the one I stole from you last time? Seventh young lady? You are still wearing it." Regretfully, Elena said, "It's broken." What a pity. She thought, why did it break for no reason? How strange. Suddenly, a surge of energy flowed out, startling Elena. Then she gradually began to enjoy the sensation. She thought, this feels wonderful. My body is overflowing with strength. Elena's eyes widened. She suddenly stomped her foot, making the ground shake. Luna clapped excitedly from inside the cell. Wow, seventh young lady, that was amazing. Elena confidently thought, my strength has increased. Beating up those lechers will be even easier now. The cell door suddenly opened. Elena thought, another fat sheep has arrived. Indeed, the women's prison had been exceptionally lively these past few days, with plenty of visitors coming and going. Elena viciously kicked one man. That's for bullying women. She spun around and struck another. That's for being shameless. The other man panicked and could only scream, help, save me. Then Elena casually threw yet another man against the wall. Looking at the spoils they had collected, Luna asked uneasily, Seventh young lady, is this really all right? Elena leaned back lazily against the mattress. I'm helping uphold justice. What could possibly be wrong with that? Outside the cell, came voices of gratitude. "Thank you, little lady. Thank you, little lady." Hearing them, Ali Na said proudly, "There are quite a few female prisoners here who suffered the same fate as you. I told the warden to give them extra food, so when they truly encounter someone with evil intentions, they will have the strength to resist." Luna admired her immensely. Ali Na then examined the red cord and said, "But bathing in prison these past few days hasn't been very convenient. It seems I'll still need to find an opportunity to go out and wash up." Suddenly, a noise caught both of their attention. Luna looked through the bars. "Seventh young lady, someone is coming." It was Gabe Winter, accompanied by the warden. Luna sized him up. "He looks rather strong." Ali Na suddenly became distracted. Luna worriedly called, "Seventh young lady?" Ali Na stared at Gabe and thought, "Why is it him? Gabe Winter, the father of my husband from my previous life." Ali Na recalled her past life. By the time she had come of age, Gabe Winter had already become a great tycoon, with wealth comparable to that of an entire nation. He was intelligent and capable, but extremely utilitarian. Once he had money, he wanted status as well, which was why he wanted his son to marry a princess. Ali Na recalled Gabe speaking with her father. At the time, Viscount Pelusi's estate was in desperate need of money, so Gabe and her father hit it off immediately. When she had first married into the family, he had treated her fairly well. But then she remembered the lustful expression her father-in-law wore whenever he looked at her. Later, when war broke out, the father and son decided to abandon her, and he developed lustful thoughts about her as well. Returning to the present, Ali Na looked at Gabe from afar. "I'll find a way to send him to prison later. That will settle the grudge from my previous life." She resolved herself. "Since this fat sheep has come to me in this life, I need to butcher him thoroughly." Gabe looked toward the cells and said, "You said there was a beautiful young girl here? Why are they all this kind of merchandise?" The warden immediately explained, "Please don't rush, sir. That girl is in the innermost cell." Gabe glanced over. "A virgin girl would be best. Don't deceive me. I want one who is clean and untouched." Hearing those words, Ali Na trembled with rage. What a disgusting thing. The warden said, "She's right here." The cell door opened, and Ali Na walked out radiating killing intent. Gabe glanced at her. "What?" Before he could finish speaking, Ali Na kicked him in the head. She followed up with several more kicks. The warden asked in terror, "Little lady, you didn't beat him to death, did you?" He thought to himself, "Why does it feel like she struck especially hard today?" Afterward, Ali Na turned to the warden. "There's cloth wrapped around his belt and money hidden inside." The warden exclaimed, "Oh." He searched the belt and sighed. "That's a lot of money." Ali Na continued, "Take off his shoes. There must be more inside." The warden did as she said. When gold coins fell out, his eyes lit up. "Little lady, you truly see everything." Ali Na replied, "A person like him wants to flaunt his wealth all over his body. Search carefully. There must be more." The warden took off Gabe's clothes, and gold and silver fell out with a clatter. He said, "We struck it rich today." Ali Na tossed the warden a pouch of money. "This is for you. Throw him out afterward, preferably outside the city, as far away as possible." Then she said, "Oh, right. Give me a cloak. I want to go out." Seeing Ali Na put on the cloak, Luna asked, "Seventh young lady, are you?" Ali Na answered cheerfully, "I'm going out for a stroll and to take a bath while I'm at it." She left the prison, and the city was bustling with activity. Ali Na stopped in front of a house and looked at its door. "This is Luna's father's home." Then she pushed open the door and entered. Inside, Ali Na looked around. The room's furnishings were understated yet luxurious. The legendary chivalrous thief truly was no ordinary person. Ali Na took out a ring of keys and stood on tiptoe to open a clock. Luna's voice echoed in her mind. "Seventh young lady, insert this key into the wall beside the cabinet, and it will open the secret chamber." The walls shifted, revealing a passage leading down into a secret tunnel filled with treasure chests. Ali Na opened a treasure chest and gasped. "Wow, Luna, you really are a hidden tycoon." She picked up a gemstone. "This can command demons. With these things, Luna can escape completely." Ali Na continued onward and encountered the minstrel Fry. She called out, "Mr. Fry." The street was extremely noisy. Ali Na seriously asked Fry, "Could I ask you to help me with something?" The scene shifted to a lavish spread at a tavern. A voice called, "Innkeeper, 2 portions of roast meat and a bottle of wine." Fry looked at Ali Na and asked, "What is it you want to ask?" Ali Na thought, Fry appears to be a minstrel, but secretly he is a broker who helps people arrange shady dealings. Then she asked, "I heard that, Mr. Fry, you can obtain travel permits?" Hearing this, Fry sprayed out his wine in surprise. "Who told you that nonsense, little girl?" At the same time, Elena lowered her hood and took out the glittering gemstone. Just tell me directly, is this enough? Fry accepted the gemstone and asked, what do you need it for? Elena cheerfully replied, it's to help a friend of mine. Her name is Luna. She began telling Fry the entire story. After hearing it, Fry sighed. What a pitiful woman. Then he nodded in agreement. Put your hood back on. I understand. Come here to collect it in 3 days. After that, Elena returned to the women's prison. After hearing the story, Luna worriedly cried, Lady Elena, what if that man is a swindler? Elena had changed clothes by then. She turned and reassured her, don't worry. I won't let myself suffer a loss. She thought, he had some reputation in my previous life. Once someone like him gives his word, he won't easily damage his own credibility. Elena, clench her fist. If he dares to deceive me, I'll beat him until he can no longer take care of himself. 3 days later, on a beautiful morning, Elena returned to the tavern. Fry was already waiting for her. She walked over, and Fry handed her a stack of papers. It's all done. Elena happily replied, thank you so much. She took out a pouch of money. Please accept this as well, sir. Fry refused. There is no need to be so polite, my lady. I did not help you obtain the travel permit merely because you are Lady Elena. Elena was surprised. You know who I am? Fry replied, when you mentioned Luna, I guessed it. Lady Elena, your heroic rescue of someone in the street was truly admirable. Hearing this, Elena put the money pouch on the table awkwardly. Please accept this money, sir. Otherwise, it means you do not wish to be friends with me. She murmured. It's embarrassing to suddenly be praised like that. Fry exclaimed. Then he took out several books and said, this is too much. How about this instead? My friend and I wrote these books. Take them to pass the time. Elena accepted the books. Thank you. Since I'm in prison anyway, I happen to be bored. It will be wonderful to have books to read. She looked at the titles. Dream of the Red Chamber, Journey to the West. Then she hurriedly left. I'm going back to prison now. Thank you, sir. Fry watched her retreating figure and muttered, what a strange child. She looks exactly like that person. On her way back, Elena sensed someone sneaking after her. She removed her cloak and vanished. The person following her was startled. Where did she go? Back at the prison, Elena handed Luna the papers. These are for you. Luna was deeply moved. Seventh young lady. Elena said, the warden will help you fake your death from illness. With these, you can go wherever you wish in the future. You are free now. Luna burst into tears upon hearing this. Luna hugged Elena tightly and sobbed. Seventh young lady. Sobi. Elena comforted her. Everything will get better. Luna looked at Elena and said, seventh young lady, before I leave, I want to do something big tonight. Luna wore a rather cool outfit, with a scarf covering the lower half of her face. As she waited, she thought to herself, since you all look down on my family's skills, I'll broaden your horizons tonight. Under cover of darkness, Luna moved swiftly from rooftop to rooftop. Elena watched in amazement. That's incredible. She can jump around without making a sound. Luna then quickly slipped through the window of a house. Inside, several people lay sprawled about, dead drunk. Luna sighed, then her eyes lit up. Her hands moved rapidly as she swiftly gathered every valuable item in the house. She appeared behind Elena and called, meow. Elena thought, Luna. Luna said catch, and tossed 3 bags of money onto Elena. Catching them, Elena thought, they're heavy. Luna said, these are the assets my mother-in-law hid here. Looking at the bags, Elena exclaimed, as expected of the daughter of a chivalrous thief, Luna, you're amazing. Luna removed her face covering, and the two of them carried the bags away. She explained, everything in that house was either brought there by me or earned by me. Throwing away the scarf, she continued, since I've decided to leave, I have to take my things with me. Even the things I made for that rotten man. I'm taking them all. Elena said, your father left you some treasures. I've selected them and brought them here for you to arrange. Then Elena handed Luna a bundle of belongings and gave her instructions. It'll be dawn soon. The moment the city gates open, you must leave immediately. Luna said regretfully, Elena, you'll have to live alone from now on. Elena replied, I can only walk part of the road with you. The rest is a path I must walk myself. Luna began to cry, but I can't bear to leave you. Seeing this, Elena comforted her. The next time we meet, things will surely be better. Luna stopped crying and said, that's right. At daybreak, she waved and said, take care of yourself. We will definitely meet again. As Luna walked out through the city gate, she told herself, Miss Elena, we will definitely meet again. Elena then returned to her cell. Lying amid a pile of treasures, she said, Luna gave me quite a lot of treasure. My fortune has grown again. At the same time, In the slums, Luna's mother-in-law screamed and searched everywhere. Where are my jewels? Where are my treasures? Where's my money? My necklace is gone. Luna's former husband had just awakened as well and cried out in panic. Mother, the money in the safe is gone too. My things are gone. He wondered, how did everything on me disappear after just one night's sleep? Then he shouted, there's a thief in the house. His mother turned around and said, call the guards. We must call the guards. Her son shrieked, no, we can't call the guards. He stressed. Those things were of questionable origin to begin with. Only then did his mother realize it. She wailed, that was Luna's dowry. It all belongs to us. Oh, my treasures, my precious possessions. How could they be gone? Luna's husband then came to his senses. Luna, right, there's still Luna. His mother turned excitedly and said, if Luna comes back, won't we have even more treasures? Yes, yes. Hurry to the prison and bail Luna out. Our family will still have to rely on her in the future. Her son got dressed and said, she's stupid. We just need to treat her a little better, and she'll surely hand over the money that old man hid. The mother and son hurried to the prison. Then a voice rang out, what? Luna's husband went pale. Luna is dead? That's impossible. Upon hearing this, the mother-in-law seized the jailer by the collar and demanded angrily, did you make a mistake? Luna was perfectly healthy. How could she suddenly fall ill? The jailer said, the two of you didn't say that when you brought her in. Luna's husband and mother-in-law were stunned. Then the mother collapsed to the ground and wailed, it's all your fault. If you hadn't suggested bribing the guards to make Luna die early. She burst into tears. Now everything is over. Sobi. Hearing this, her son panicked and covered her mouth. Mother, a voice suddenly came from cell. You're too noisy. It was Ailey Na. She told the warden, make them get out. The warden happily replied, yes. He turned to Luna's husband and mother, gritted his teeth, and said, leave. Now, the mother asked, who are you? What right do you have to drive us out? Her son added, that's right. You're just a female prisoner. Have you gone mad? Ailey Na clenched the bars. Then she threatened them coldly. If I were Sister Luna, even as a ghost, I would never spare those who harm me. The two of them thought, a ghost? A ghost, and fled in terror. Her son cried, Mother, let's go. His mother stammered, Luna, we didn't hurt you. Don't come looking for us. The warden looked into the cell and said, Seventh young lady, please get some rest. Elena promptly released the bars. Then a beeping sound rang out as the lamps in the prison were lit. Lying in her cell and reading a book, Elena murmured to herself. Fry said this book is about a land where women are revered. Women handle matters outside the home, while men manage the household. Elena recalled Tizir's shy expression and said, the protagonist is a priest in this country who was nearly captured and made into a male concubine. She thought, I don't know why, but this priest makes me think of that boy. She continued reading. Men and women are equal. Women can study, work, earn money, and support their families just as men can. She sighed dejectedly, closed the book, and said, armor called robots that can travel long distances. What kind of heavenly place is this? How wonderful it would be if I could live in such a kingdom. At the same time, outside, Fry handed Tizir a bag of money. This is your share from the sales. Tizir replied, thank you. Fry said cheerfully, the story is very interesting. I'm really looking forward to your next script. Then Fry seemed to remember something. All right, I met an interesting person who is a lot like you. You both have rather unusual minds. Tizir asked in confusion, huh? Folding his arms, Fry said, I gave her several of your books. I think she'll like them. Tizir became even more confused. Someone like me? Who? Fry answered, the girl who speaks strangely, Miss Elena. You know her, right? Tizir was startled. Elena. Meanwhile, the streets outside were bustling. Elena, dressed in a gorgeous gown and carrying a basket of food, said, these fruits and pastries should be enough. She thought, the sun is about to set. I should return to prison, rest, and read. A carriage passed behind her. Seeing Elena, the passenger wondered, is that Elena? No way. Isn't she supposed to be in prison? He called over his servant. My lord. The man gestured toward Elena and ordered, follow that girl ahead and see where she goes. The servant replied, yes, sir. Meanwhile, inside the prison, Elena yawned as she read. Although the person who wrote this is absurd, the parts about women's status and what they can do are very interesting. Then Elena closed her eyes. How wonderful it would be if our dynasty could be like this too. Elena began imagining a chaotic scene outside a castle. One night, a soldier burst through the doors and announced, "Your Majesty, the army of the kingdom of Ding has broken in." Emperor Pelusi was terrified. "Prepare the carriage. We must leave at once." A girl pleaded, "Your Majesty, please wait for us." But the emperor coldly shoved the dark-haired girl away. "Get lost!" The girl cried out in fear. The attendants led the emperor away, while he ordered, "The carriage is already loaded with wealth and jewels. Leave all the noble women behind." The girls cried out in panic, "Your Majesty! Your Majesty!" A soldier said viciously, "These women are nothing but a burden. They cannot run far anyway. Leave them behind to delay the enemy troops." Elena felt disgusted upon hearing those words. She thought furiously, "So whenever danger comes, women become burdens and useless objects?" She continued thinking, "In their eyes, we are not even people." Suddenly, a surge of energy flowed through her body, and she began to glow. A girl exclaimed in surprise, "Elena!" Elena transformed into a female warrior clad in steel armor. Holding a sword, she thought, "This sword. Endless strength is surging through my body." She hurled the sword toward the fleeing emperor, and it sliced past his face. The sword embedded itself in the wall, making him cry out in fright. Elena walked over, pulled it free, and glared at him. "Your Majesty, you are the ruler of a nation." Looking at her sword, she asked, "How can you abandon us, your subjects, and flee at a time like this?" The soldiers were startled. The man in white robes said, "How dare you threaten His Majesty?" He glared at Elena and shouted, "Kill her!" Before he could finish, Elena slashed him across the body. Wiping the blood from her blade, she declared, "The Duchy of Black Rotor will not accept an emperor who deserts in battle. Either Your Majesty leads the entire army to drive back the enemy, or I will send Your Majesty on your way." The emperor stammered in terror, "Send me where?" Elena swung her sword. "I'll send you underground to meet the eldest princess." Just as she was lost in her fantasy, the warden's miserable cry rang out. "Something terrible has happened." Elena snapped awake. Standing outside her cell, the warden anxiously said, "Something's wrong, Miss Elena." Seeing that she was still in prison, Elena thought unhappily, so it was only a dream. Then she asked, "What happened?" The warden reported in a panic, "You've been accused again. It was that Stevens boy." Elena remembered the two men. "It's him." Elena clenched her fist and said determinedly, "Let's go. Perhaps he misses my fist." The warden was utterly bewildered. At the same time, in the imperial palace, someone was sitting and admiring a waterfall when a maid approached, bowed, and said, "Chandra has come to accuse Miss Elena before Your Majesty. He has also accused the warden of the royal prison." The person was Empress Dowager Sandy. Smiling, she welcomed a fluttering bird onto her hand and said, "Elena is that Viscount's child, isn't she? What has he accused her of?" The maid replied, "He accuses her of defying Emperor Pelusi's orders, entering and leaving the prison without authorization, and offending His Majesty." Upon hearing this, Sandy suddenly paused and asked the maid, "That child entered and left the prison without authorization?" The maid replied, "Yes, Your Majesty." The Empress Dowager suddenly laughed. "How interesting. Bring that child to me." Meanwhile, everyone had gathered in the main hall of the imperial palace. The emperor asked angrily, "Has Elena not been brought here yet?" The warden bowed with an anxious, forced smile. "I have already arranged for someone to bring her from the prison, Your Majesty." The baron sneered. "Perhaps she slipped out to play and hasn't returned yet." "Your Majesty, you don't know this, but she even drew seductive pictures to lure a whole group of men into the prison." The women present looked at him judgmentally. Elena's father stood to one side with a dark expression, thinking, "Don't look at me. Don't look at me. That lunatic Elena is going to get me killed." Suddenly, a voice said, "This is the inner palace," startling everyone around them, including the emperor. Outside, Elena was looking around curiously. Seeing two unusual creatures, she thought, white peacocks and even rare birds. The only place in the palace that keeps such creatures is the inner palace. This place truly is extraordinary. Just then, the Empress Dowager approached. Elena bowed in greeting. Elena pays her respects to the Empress Dowager. The Empress Dowager stood there, silently observing her as leaves rustled in the wind. Then Sandy suddenly pointed her fan at Elena and asked, "I heard that you drew quite a few erotic paintings to lure men with ill intentions into the prison." Elena thought helplessly, I am doomed. My outrageous behavior is going to. But then Sandy said, come with me. Thus, Elena followed the Empress Dowager to a high platform where a red cloth hung over something. The Empress Dowager pulled a cord. The red cloth was slowly drawn aside, revealing a painting of a white-haired female knight riding a horse.